All right, hello there, folks. Welcome back. Back for me, more so than for you guys. I've been away on vacation for the last 3 weeks, but we're going to be picking back up where we left off a couple weeks ago at the end of July. This is going to be the continuation of the Civ 4 game that I was doing with Elizabeth on a Highlands map that I've been calling Elizabeth, Empress of the Highlands, since it's on Emperor difficulty. To answer Burninator's question, no Octopath today. I'm still trying to get over, yes, good evening. I'm still trying to get over the jet lag a little bit. So I slept in a bit and I'm not doing the intro game stream today. Just going to go straight to the continuation of Civ 4. And we'll do this for a couple hours. I'm not exactly sure how long we're going to stream, but we'll see how I feel. If you're just watching this, picking this up now, or if you're watching on the recording, Liz and I were away on vacation in Australia for the last 3 weeks. We just got back literally late last night. Yesterday we had like a 30-hour travel day or something, because we flew from Melbourne to Los Angeles, and then from Los Angeles to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta back to the Washington, D.C. area where we live. So we were doing quite a bit of traveling yesterday, and we're a little bit tired, but had a really good trip. I don't have any pictures from that trip on this computer to share because still on cameras and whatnot. There was a Cyrus speedrun on ESA channel earlier. Well, I don't want to watch that because I don't want to be spoiled. I'm feeling pretty good. I was able to get a good night's sleep after we got home last night, so I'm feeling okay. But it was a lot of travel, to be sure. And a lot of cool stuff happened on the trip to Australia. We got to do a lot of really fun stuff, which maybe we'll talk about on this stream. But I want to get back into this game. I did take a quick look over what I was doing before starting up the stream so I would remember. We're in the process of trying to build the Great Library. Great Library is generally a pretty good wonder overall. It's especially good for a leader in my position because I'm playing a philosophical leader here with Elizabeth. The double Great Scientists are just more valuable if you are a philosophical leader, because you get the double great person points, and it may be worth following that up with the national epic for another plus 100% birth rate. All this would be much easier if I had marble or had some way to get marble. I don't suppose any of the other leaders have marble they'd be willing to trade. Let me just check real quick. I doubt any of them have. All right, well, I don't even have a trade connection to anyone other than Gilgamesh, so that's a non-option. But yeah, it would be a lot easier if I had marble. The other thing we've been trying to do is expand. It's not very good that I don't have more cities in this. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I only have 7 cities on turn 128. That's not very good at all. But the terrain is pretty harsh here on a Highlands map. And between that and the barbarians, I've been limited in what I could do as far as getting cities. I've sketched out a couple more cities with these X's. Next city will be this one here, if I ping it. But currently, I'm not quite in a position to put down another city yet. I'm going to try to work my way towards that. Probably the next 3-pop whip out of like Desert Oasis, maybe a 3-pop whip settler out of here. I've been having a lot of trouble with barbarians if you watch the earlier part of this stream, in part because I probably wasn't building enough units, but also in part because I don't have any horses. Like, there's literally no horses anywhere in, let me do the strategic resources. This is the closest source of horses. My capital's here. I had to go all the way down and around. If it hadn't been for these iron sources, I would have had no strategic resources whatsoever. No copper, no horses yet. So barbarian axes have been a real danger because I have not been able to build any chariots to kill them. We are in the process of researching construction, and that'll open up war elephants, which will take care of any barb axes pretty easily. So that'll be the next thing to get. I will have to research horseback riding if I want to build war elephants, and that's probably worth doing. So that'll probably be the next tech after this one. And if you want a quick check on the demographics, just for a general sense, I'm leading the field in GNP. This is inflated at 100% deficit research, but I'm still leading the field in GMP. I'm close to first in food, and that's actually not great. I should be first in food by now on this difficulty, but you know, the terrain's been kind of rough, and I'm terrible in production and soldiers, but that's not surprising. This is very common if you're playing single player. The AI will build more units than you most of the time, and then you're usually last or next to last in production because you want to be working cottages and whipping for production instead of working mines. Is generally the way to go. Anyway, welcome Manic Mansa. So let's go ahead and continue. Get started here. Yeah, they want more monasteries. As before, feel free to Yeah, and then the Great Lighthouse. We lost the Great Lighthouse at the very end of the last session, which was kind of sad. All right, so we have production. We might as well finish this sword. The sword is not that great of a unit, but it's helpful for the moment. Let's finish the sword. The other thing that, and I do need to whip something out of here. The other thing I do want to do is I do want to use this city for heroic epic. So I might whip the barracks here. Yeah, I'll probably see if I can whip the barracks, and I do want this, would prefer for this to be a 2-pop whip. Which means I need to drop a very small amount of production here if I want this to be a 2-pop whip. Because unfortunately, let's see, wait a minute, so do 30, yeah, because this would only be a 1-pop whip. So I actually need to drop a slight amount of food here. So for 1 turn, I actually don't want to work the iron, so I can get a 2-pop whip out of that barracks next turn. Anyway. Hi, Roadkill. Welcome. All right, so I've got more workers. And as usual, like this worker doesn't have a name. Feel free to suggest names for workers. We've got enough units at this point that it's hard to give them all names. But feel free to suggest nonetheless. All right. I'm also going to get construction, which will let me move over rivers, which will be nice. Get the bridge building aspect. There's plenty of work to be done over here to the west. All right, so here I had these forests kind of in the process of being chopped. Let's go ahead and do that. This one was already pre-chopped, so we'll chop that into the Great Library there. Not that it gives me that much. But you can see I do get the 30 production and then plus 25%. Too bad I don't have a forge in place. I will be very sad if I don't get the Great Library. We'll see what happens, though. So this guy's actually kind of out exploring right now. Oh, look, there's another food resource down there. Okay, cool. All right, so let's chop the jungle. Better to chop first if you can. I will actually, let's see. Well, I kind of need to keep this guy in the area because he's my only defensive unit here. I definitely need more units. Like, I would really like to explore down here. I'm still curious what's down in this area, but I don't have units available at the moment to work on that. All right, and we do need to get another tile improvement here for this city soonish. So I guess you can start working on chopping that jungle, which will be a nice riverside cottage later on. And Dune's going to need more worker attention as well, particularly to connect this spice here. But this worker can probably come over here and help, because this guy doesn't have anything compelling to do over here. All right, so Fishy McFishy, I'm going to finish the Confucian Missionary, and then I thought about this. I want to whip out a galley, and I want to send the Confucian Missionary to go scout out Gilgamesh's territory, because I'm really curious what's over there, and I'd also like to convert Gilgamesh to my religion. You note he doesn't have his own religion, so I could probably convert him if I can get enough cities. If I can get a bunch of cities over to... Actually, I should probably do the galley first, shouldn't I? Or will I lose? No, I'll lose too much whip overflow. There is a cap on how much overflow I can get. So, all right, that looks good there for now. Oh yeah, so Victory is unhappy at the moment, and unhealthy, by the way. But the unhappiness will go away as soon as I reconnect this. As soon as I reconnect the ivory that got disconnected. Plus I also have this sugar tile to connect and these dials to connect. That's why I'm trying to get workers over here. Yeah, I'm already training as swordsman, geez. All right, so now let's, now let's double whip this barracks. There we go. And then that'll overflow and finish the sword. Or actually I should put the overflow into Heroic Epic and then finish the sword. All right, there we go. Now you whip that galley, and we're gonna have the missionaries hang out here for a turn. Now note, I don't have religion in Great Wall yet, but Great Wall doesn't really need to pop its borders that badly. All of Great Wall's best tiles are in the first ring. Like there's some decent tiles in the second ring. These are grassland tiles, forest to chop, but the second ring's not that compelling. And there's also a decent chance the religion will spread on its own. So I will get a missionary there in time, but not immediately. How's this city doing? All right, this city, I know it's just dumping production to a courthouse for right now. Might actually triple whip a settler there next for this spot, but I need a defender. All right, you can finish that. Oh, we finally found our western neighbor. Looks like Surrey Varman is off over here. So it looks like we're finally getting close to the point where we've got another unit to deal, another civ to deal with, and not just like across the river to the west. All right, let's see. So, Desert Oasis now has. Yeah, we want to work that tile, and we're gonna grow regardless. Yes. Okay. So we also got to improve this. Also, these floodplains cottages really need to be improved. This is close to being able to. Actually, this might be a better spot to triple whip a settler. We'll see. All right, you can come over here and start working on. Actually, I think I'd rather have you finish this cottage first, because the capital needs capital's currently out of tile. See how the capital's working an unimproved tile here? Capital's currently out of stuff to work, and it's going to grow again. Of course, I will have the happiness for that shortly. All right, you get to work chopping that. And I don't think there's much for this guy to do other than just move this turn. Always a shame when you have to just waste a worker turn repositioning. But I do need to get over here. This city also doesn't even have a defender. At least I'll have that sword out of here shortly. That'll give me one more unit to play around with. Yeah, Gilgamesh has got... Better hope that he doesn't finish a galley anytime soon, because I don't have much of anything in the way of units over there. Alright, Surrey Varman's cautious with me. I'd love to get Great Wall liberate to him. Now, he only has contact with one other leader, Hammurabi. He doesn't have contact with Gilgamesh, and he also doesn't have contact with Wainakopak, who's over here, who we haven't met, but we know he's there. Ooh, okay. So let's reposition some tiles here. Great Wall just grew. Let's reposition it to that tile. And yeah, so now we can switch these around, and yeah, this looks much better. You can always shuffle those tiles. All right, so we finished construction. Now let's do horseback riding. All right, so we do have open borders with Surrey Varman, so I wouldn't mind scouting out some of his territory. Oh, Buddhism. Okay, so Buddhism's the apostolic palace civ, or religion, excuse me. So it looks like this is about as far as I'm going to get in terms of peaceful expansion. So I do probably want to get some settlers up here before that territory gets occupied by Surrey Varman. And he has how many cities? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He has 6 cities. So let's let this continue growing, and then when it's about to grow, I'll swap to a settler and triple whip it for that spot up there. All right, let's see. So let's split these workers off into 2 teams. 2 of you come up here and cottage this floodplain. Actually, no, let's improve this tile first. And you can come up here and join with that worker. All right, so let's whip the galley. There we go. And now you're gonna hop in that galley next turn and then go explore Gilgamesh. Need more information. So farm, start putting the plantation down. There's a lot of work for the workers to do over here. That's why I've got 2 here, another 2 here, 2 more here, 6 workers. That's probably not even enough here, because like I'm still working an unimproved floodplains tile here, which is not great. But I can have these guys finish this camp and then go and start cottaging that floodplains tile. And then probably head over here to do more work, since I want to get another city there too. All right, so like I said, I didn't want to put the overflow into the sword. I wanted to put it into heroic epic, and then we'll swap back to the sword on the following turn. Overflow management. All right, so there's that chop. Hopefully we'll get Great Lighthouse, or Great Library. Already missed Great Lighthouse. All right, so now we'll be able to build one good unit in terms of war elephants. Civil service is pretty compelling here. That would be very nice for the capital. So I think that's probably what I want to go for next. Metal casting would also be nice, but I have a lot of stuff to build in my cities already. Like, forges aren't that compelling. The other reason to go for forges is if you need happiness from gems, gold, silver, but I actually have quite a bit of happiness coming in because I just finished calendar tech. So let's go civil service. And it'll be worth burning a turn of anarchy, all right, to get into civil service. All right, so here comes the galley. Interesting. So Suryavarman's attacked Hammurabi. There's also a settler over here. So probably not going to get all that territory up there, but that's okay. It's actually not even that great territory. All right, you can defend that city for the moment. Still, if Suryavarman's at war with Hammurabi, that's not the worst thing for me. Let them go ahead and fight it out. I would really like to get this spot here because it's got the horses, and it would be my only source of horses. Still, we'll see what happens. Anyway, also welcome Rose. We'll see. But I was going to say I'm not in a position to defend a city up there, but that might be okay if those guys are at war. I wouldn't have to worry about Suryavarman. Remember, the AI won't start a new war if they're already at war. So I have to do something myself, yeah. I actually do have to worry about enemy units at some point. Alright. Yeah, so I'll put the whip overflow into the courthouse, but then I will probably train another missionary. Hi, Whitebeard. Alright. Do another turn of 0%, and then we can probably go after civil service. All right. Oh, that's right. I can't move on this tile, because it's an ocean tile. The only reason I can move across those ocean tiles is because they are in my borders. All right, let's get that missionary out. I was gonna say I'm gonna be really sad if it turns out. Oh my God. I was gonna say I'm gonna be so sad if it turns out there's a barb unit on the tile next to this guy, and sure enough, there's a barb unit on the tile next to this guy. But maybe Gilgamesh will attack and kill the barb first. Seriously. I mean, what are the odds that there's a barb unit literally on the tile next to that? Well, whatever. We'll see. He might not even die. It's possible that he won't die there. Still, pretty lousy luck. Anyway. Alright, so it doesn't appear that Suryavarman settler moved. Maybe it's on this tile. We'll see. I'm trying to scout out that Suryavarman unit right now. Also, we got the sugar plantation done, so that's nice. Now this city's got another very good tile to work. Very nice tiles here at Great Wall. And we've also got more happiness for the capital. We need more health for the capital, though. Might actually be worth getting an aqueduct here, which is usually kind of a bad build. But here it might actually be worthwhile. So next we need to mine and chop this hill, since we have an extra tile to work anyway. Alright, so they finished that tile. Those guys are done there. Alright, let's... So Desert Oasis is actually going to whip off this tile shortly, so it's not as crucial to finish that particular tile. Oh, here's something I can do. So the other question is, if I get a settler... See, this is a better settler to get immediately. I'm not really in a position to take advantage of this one, but by the same token, I want to grab this spot because I want to just claim the land. This is actually a spot where I need a missionary really badly. So here I might end up... Yeah, I think here I could whip a Confucian missionary, because I'll need it for that city. Alright, so let's start working towards that city spot. So I'm going to need some of these guys to be on road duty to get up there. Let's road this tile then. So they'll start roading in that direction. Alright, yes, now I've got another floodplains, or not floodplains, another grassland cottage here. That'll synergize really well with bureaucracy at the capital. Alright, so you can... Yeah, they're going to need both of these guys. And that chop should be almost... You know what? I can also delay the chop until after I'm in civil service. I can do a mine... I can do the mine plus chop, which is where you kind of simultaneously do the mine and chop together, which takes 7 turns instead of 3 turns. Although it might be better just to chop sooner to make sure I don't miss the Great Library. Although I hate wasting the production. Oh well. All right, let's see if... All right, yay! Thank you, Gilgamesh. He went ahead and killed the... He went ahead and killed that barb for us. All right. So we found a couple of his cities. I'm gonna try to scout out his cities and then... How many does he have? He has more than me, doesn't he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, he has 8 cities, and I found 2 of them thus far. There's the pyramids, by the way. I'm not really interested in fighting a war against Gilgamesh. Oh, so he's got out a workboat that he's using to scout right now. All right, so we'll do the chop plus mine here for the slower effect. Four turns. Yeah, okay. But that means this guy can't be involved in that. So I'll reposition this guy to go over and work on chopping. Chopping and improving that plantation. Ooh, working an unimproved tile over there. 2 unimproved tiles. Not great. But what's the most effective way I can do that? Because this is not an efficient way to move at all. Okay. If I moved here and rotated, and then went 1, 2. What if I went down here? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. It's not really an efficient way to do this, unfortunately. Yes, Trancy, I do upload these to YouTube. Good question. I just upload the live stream. Wish I had engineering. Yeah, there's not really an efficient way to move over there, unfortunately. Really not an efficient way to do that. Oh well. Oh well. Alright, so you guys, having improved that tile, let's see, these guys will not quite be able to finish this road this turn. You now need to switch to a settler and whip it next turn. You need to whip this. All right, and you, I'm going to start swapping over to this city. You, I'm going to move out ahead of these guys to try and scout. All right, so you guys need to road. Oh, he actually finished that. Nice. Also, I forgot to swap back here onto the sword. I've already got a quarter of the Horok Epic done. Not bad. All right, so you finish that sword. So I'll finish that road next turn. These guys can then move here and road that. Probably need to get... We really need to get this tile roaded. But this tile I can actually improve into a cottage. So we'll go there first. All right, so there's the settler. There's also there's also a barb city up here. A very well defended settler now. Trying to hurry up my way up to this spot. I have no idea if this is where Surya Varman wants to go or not, but we're in the process of heading up there. Oh, in this city I need to, yeah, like, obviously I don't want to work that tile. We'll work this tile instead. Dune is not in a great spot, but it's a fill city. I mean, look, it's still more than paying for itself. Although it looks like I'm not as close to civil service as I thought. Hi, Crowner. Welcome. And thank you for the kind wishes there. By the way, how am I doing on espionage points? All right, still catching up against... Let's see, I'm behind in espionage with all of these guys, which is not surprising. Still need to catch up with Gilgamesh. They've built more courthouses than me. Also, the AI likes to run the espionage slider. Oh, hey, we finally met Huayna Koppak. Where did we meet him, by the way? So he's the Buddhist founder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He has 6 cities, or 7 cities, same as us. Let's sign open borders. So Suryavarman seems to be heading for this same spot that we are. He is good at expansion. That's kind of his shtick. Alright, so this galley doesn't really have much to do for the moment. Bring it back here in anticipation of the next time it needs to pick up a unit. Religious site, you think? And hi, Link Mario Samus. Alright, there we go. I guess I could put half a turn into roading here. Better than doing nothing. Not the most useful spot for a partial road segment, though. Alright, let's see. Oh, I see. So this is where we met Wainakoppak, right here. Buddhist missionary. So Wainakopak's going to try to convert him to... He already has converted into Buddhism. Alright, also need to get that settler whip now. It'll regrow despite building the settler. Yep, this city's working the tiles it should. We get the overflow into the courthouse. Note that we had 24 overflow plus 25%, so we get the big whip overflow there. Also, let's work that tile for the extra food. It'll grow on, I mean, it doesn't make a huge difference because it's going to grow onto that tile. This looks good here. We will need to whip that granary, but don't have quite enough for that yet. Don't know if I'm going to get to this spot first, but I do have roads to speed my settler along, at least part of the way, so we'll see. So it's true, undefended cities here, but the only place a barb unit could come from would be in this direction here, and I will have several turns of warning, so I'm not terribly worried at the moment. I could also always shift this unit back or this unit back. So I have units out in front to provide some vision. All right, so the settler's on this tile. Maybe the Suryavarman settler is going for this rice. That would be nice. Also, so someone's really been going, oh wow, hey, look at this, double gems over there. Someone's really been going for those coastal wonders. All right, I think that's where I want this guy on this turn. Trying to think where I want this guy. So we got the settler done. Can I get that guy up there? No, okay. Give me a second, I gotta think about this. I'm trying to think about where I want to move this guy. There's no point in moving him onto this tile because that guy who's currently roading will finish the road next turn. So it would just be a wasted movement from this guy. Unless I wanted to have him on that tile for positioning reasons. So I'm going to have these two workers here move onto that tile north and then road it. Have him work on the road here, but then cancel that order in case I wanted to do something else next turn. All right, let's keep exploring. There's a capital. Also looks like we've reached the top side of the northern edge of the map now. Also, so it looks like civil services maybe 4 more turns at the moment. No surprise that Wynakopek is in first place in score. And I need more health resources right now, more so than other stuff. I'm actually very low on health resources in this game. Only 4 thus far. I could potentially try to trade for some with Gilgamesh. Like I could try to get sheep from him. But the only thing I have extra is ivory, and I'm not trading him ivory. So, I don't think so. I don't think there's anything here I would trade him. Yep, Elizabeth's back on. High Silence of the Clams. Unfortunately, this guy does appear to be going for exactly the spot I have in mind. So, we'll see. I may have to fall back on this spot. But I'm seeing what I can do. This is not Civ 3 or Civ 6 where you can block units. With your units. Like if he wants to get up there, he can. So where's my settler? Here. He's going to move probably here next turn. We'll see. I mean, I wouldn't mind settling here. That would be fine too. I could move here next turn, and then onto that tile the following turn. There's the Great Wall, by the way, bordering that edge. Alright, so let's finish the road there. And this city, I just triple whipped this city, that's right. Alright, probably need to, we won't probably want to get those dies connected next. Since that's another happiness resource. And that sword's about to finish. I'll probably just go back to working on the heroic epic here. Since I don't think there's anything else that I need too badly. I mean, like, an aqueduct would be nice eventually. Could use another worker, sure. Hi, Trenlow. The exploring axe Ralph finds? Okay, sure. Finds? Okay. Oh, we're very close to finishing this. I might be able to do that by assigning scientists. Ugh. He might plan on that tile right there because it gets horses and rice in range. Boy, this is a shame. I'm very close, but I think he's going to beat me by like 2 turns to this spot. No, you guys are like, attack him. It was like, yeah. Well, so here's the thing. I could almost certainly attack him and get this. Now, in Civ 4, you don't capture settlers. I would be in a poor position to fight a war here. A worker still fight. Well, So here's the dilemma. I can almost certainly kill this guy and take this sphere. The problem is that would commit me to game-long enmity with Suryavarman. Like, there's no chance he will be my friend if I ever do that. Hi, Alex Costa. Butters the bean. So that's big time, like serious decision time here. This would almost certainly guarantee that I would get this spot. The downside is it means game-long enemy relationship with Suryavarman. That might be coming regardless, though. I don't think I'll be able to stay on his good side. Not with us being different religions. So also would make things more interesting. And that's part of the thing about when I'm playing on live stream is a more interesting game is also part of what's is decent to have. So might very well be worth doing. Let's do the rest of the turn and then think about it after that. Here, I was trying to consider whether I wanted to farm or cottage these tiles. I probably do need to farm them. Probably better to farm because I want to mine these tiles later on, especially if this is going to be my heroic epic city. Yeah, no surprise people vote for murder and mayhem. Yeah, no surprise there. By the way, it doesn't have to just be Link Mario Samus. If the rest of you want names for things, you can feel free to request them too. I mean, I'm not in great position to be fighting a war here, just FYI. Anyway, so we can probably finish civil service. Let me see if I can do that if I assign a few scientists here and there. There we go. It is worthwhile to have civil service done a turn sooner to revolt into bureaucracy. So that is worth doing. Although I'd prefer not to do it at the capital. Hold on. Let's do it at... Oh, wait, but if I do so at Fishy, it's going to lose commerce, isn't it? Let's try this. Just remove the weakest tiles here. There we go. All right. Got one unit there. I want this worker over here paired with that worker. Oh, that was a dumb mistake. I should have moved to this tile and then chopped or cleared jungle instead of just wasting that turn. All right, so there should be another, yep, city up here. Wow. Awful lot of guys up here at So I'm just trying to scout out all of Gilgamesh's territory with this missionary. I do want to try to convert him to my religion. I don't know if I'll be able to do that, but that would be the goal. Yeah, I am pretty under-united, if that's even a thing, in terms of units. To fight a war right now. Diplomatic relations are just fair with Suryavarman. The good news is nobody seems to like him. The other thing is he is currently in a war with Hammurabi, which would give me... well, no, I can definitely win this, right? It's 75%, and even if that loses, I have a sword here that could then clean up afterwards. So this, barring simply incredibly bad luck, I would kill this, this spear. So this isn't the worst opportunity to fight a war over here, especially because I can now train elephants. And that's probably what I'll whip out of here is an elephant for a 2-pot whip. I've been setting back the infrastructure of Hill of Swords a bit, but like with 2 or 3 elephants up here, I would be reasonably safe. I think. Dune can also whip something out too. Like I should probably get the library done, but the library is not super compelling. Could go for a war elephant too. You know what? Let's do this. So we'll go the warpath because it's more interesting to watch. You'd use sword axe. I don't know about that. I don't know about the sword axe just because. So like here's the thing: if the sword wins this combat, it's better to use the sword first. But if the sword loses, I'm in much worse shape. The sword first is the higher risk, higher reward path. Because if the sword beats the spear, then great. That means this axe will attack and I'll likely win the follow-up combat. But I think it's safer to go with the axe first. It is true. I do kind of need this city because I need the horse's location. That said, I don't necessarily have to put it on this exact tile. That's just the one spot that kind of... Yeah, it's still probably best to use that tile, just because that way the borders will completely block off access. Don't listen to Link. I always like it would. Yeah, it's a weak city. It'll be a production city. Also farming. Well, the only place to bring irrigation from is this tile. So there's a range of hills here. So we'll never be able to farm here, not until very late in the game, because there's no fresh water. This whole area here is a wasteland. No ability to get fresh water anywhere in here. But anyway, we've been discussing this long enough. Let's go ahead and dial up Surya Varman. See if there's anything. We can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's got as many cities as we do. But anyway. Alright. How do I just declare war on him again? Let's discuss. Here we go. Alright. We'll do it. I won't really have a choice. I'm going to have to lumber mill those. Alright, let's hope that this works. I do have animations turned on for the moment. Nope, I lose. No combat luck like bad combat luck. So unfortunately this means that... unfortunately this means that the sword is probably going to die to this axe. And that worker will not be kept. Which is bad because then I have no units to defend that. Then I have no units to defend that settler I'm trying to plant up there. So that's not great. Well, sword axe wouldn't have done anything different. I would have lost the combat anyway. Would have lost the combat in any case. Still, it's a little bit sad that I did lose 75%. No, I'm not saving and replaying the turn. Come on, save scumming is you gotta play the game for real. You don't just save scum your way around bad combat results. 75% odds, you have a good chance of losing. Alright, so if you look at the combat odds here, I got the spearman down to 1 hit and then lost four rounds in a row to lose the combat, which is pretty crummy. But it is what it is. We did in fact take out the that unit, so. However, it does mean I'm probably going to need to abuse this city with a quick war elephant whip here. Because I'm going to need a unit here if I'm going to deal with that axe. What's the whip duration? Alright. Don't quite want to whip again there so soon. I really do need to get cottages on those tiles there. Alright. And yeah, Heroic Epic's still a little ways away. Unless I get lucky and win this, but I doubt it. Nope, I've lost the combat. Not that you would expect to win that one. Still, some kind of bad luck there. To lose the 75% is a little bit unlucky, but not out of the realm of possibilities, certainly. All right. So we've now gotten into the medieval era, thus the music change. Unfortunately, that guy's going to promote, and I don't have a unit available. All right, so we're going to have to step back here this turn. I may need to hold off revolting for a turn here so I can actually finish these. So I can actually finish these whips. So he's got a mostly ice empire up there. Let's just hold position there for this turn. Maybe someday we'll finish exploring that corner, but I need that unit back here for now. All right. So yeah, I'm abusing these cities pretty good. Well, not Dune. Dune's fine, but by getting war elephants rather than rather than infrastructure. Not worried about happiness, that's fine. How close is Fishy to its fishing? Oh yeah, we can fire these specialists. That's right. So I'll revolt next turn. Yeah, it's a good question if this links up. The odds are that it does. Alright, so we'll have war elephants out, and then that'll be sufficient to found that city. Hopefully. Even though they're unpromoted war elephants. Alright, we might as well finish that. This granary needs to be whipped as well. Although I should whip it when the food box is half full. So, what's the fastest way to get down? Yeah, I figured that. I need to get a road built down here at some point too. Alright, that appears to be the end of... There we go, Eridu. How many of it? So we found almost all of Gilgamesh's cities, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, he's got 6. I think he has 8 cities. So we found most of his cities thus far. So we don't know where that axe is. It's probably on one of these tiles. I'm certainly not moving another tile to the west until I have protection here. You guys should start cottaging this floodplains. That's the next good tile there. Probably try to road this tile next. The horses. Yeah, I can almost... The war elephant's only a turn or two away. And now I've got this axe in play too. Alright, so I only need one more turn here, so let's do the revolt to civil service, or bureaucracy, excuse me. You can put a turn into roading there, because I don't want you to finish the chop until after I'm in bureaucracy. So the plus movement text work with hills. In Civ 4, here, I'll use an example of a unit actually moving, because it's usually easier to illustrate with an example. All right, 1, 2. So let's say I have this unit here, right? Currently, since I do not have engineering, roads... Currently, since I don't have engineering, roads give me 2 movement points per... or 2 tiles per movement point. So this worker has 2 movement, so I can move up to 4 tiles on roads. 1, 2, 3, 4, like to here. I could also end my turn here if I wanted. Note that this tile doesn't have a road. Unlike in Civ 6, I don't have to have enough movement to move into the tile. I can just move there. Similarly, I could go 1, 2, and then here, onto the hill tile. Hill tiles cost 2 movement points to move through. So like I could move here, I could move here. Now if I had engineering, I would have, roads would... you would be able to move 3 tiles on roads, so I'd be able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'd be able to move here along the roads. Hopefully that makes sense. Barbax is stuck northwest. Yeah, this Barbax has been stuck here for a long time. Let's see. All right, so I might as well get started in roading here. This guy, I want to come join this other guy, but there's not a ton for him to do just yet. So I want him to be able to move onto that tile and road it. But let's see. The war elephant can be on this tile next turn, and then that tile the following turn. There's no need to road that tile because it gets a free road when the city gets planted. So for the moment, this guy can probably just start the cottage there. All right, and now we can finish this. This will finish the Great Library. So we will get the Great Library at this point. We're also going to get a fair amount of overflow into the next thing. So this will finish the Great Library. I'll probably put that overflow into an aqueduct, just because I want the health. I want to remove that health penalty, and then I need to start cottaging these tiles here for the capital. I don't really want to be working this Plains Hill tile. I want to be working grassland cottages. Yeah, you guys just chill there for like one more turn. We're almost in position for you to found that city. You keep moving up, and you keep moving up. All right, and this will give me, 3 or 4 units on the front lines. Hardly very strong. Also, by the way, Wynakopek is like starting to run away with the game right now, isn't he? At least from a score perspective. I have by far the as long as I'm first in GMP and very close to first in food, I'm pretty satisfied. Once I get this city planted, I really want to backfill this one. Like that's the next focus. This city's almost ready to whip its granary. Dunes regrowing. Yeah, that looks fine. Still slowly working on that library. Having the heroic epic finished here will be super nice. I should also whip something because it's already hit the whip. It's run out of the whip on happiness durations run out. What do I need here? Like a courthouse wouldn't be bad. An aqueduct also wouldn't be bad because it needs health really badly. How many population would the courthouse would be? 3 pop whip. Well, let's at least put 1 turn into it and see. Actually, you know what? No. I need another worker. We'll whip the worker. The eastern elephant was trained out of Dune, correct? Can you name the next elephant you get Winnie and Pooh Bear? Sure. The game's pretty generous in letting you give fairly long names. Yeah, well, that's part of the reason why I wanted to convert Gilgamesh. If I could convert him to my religion, he would become a pretty good ally, and I think that would be good to have since I'm not really interested in fighting someone that far to the north. Wynakopek's probably a lost cause because he's the Buddhist founder. He's never going to switch out of Buddhism. But Gilgamesh, if I spam enough missionaries, I could probably convert him. Oh, it looks like I've already gotten 1 free spread there at Zimbir. But like if I spread it to every single one of his cities, he would probably convert. Name the other elephant Patrick Stewart. Okay. Like that's a long-term mission, but I think I can do it. All right, so we get a wonder video. All the wonder videos in Civ 4 show construction of the wonder. They're pretty simple, but I like them. There we go. So, 2 free scientists. Again, really nice for me, because just by virtue of being philosophical now, I will get a lot of... I will get free great scientists pretty easily. For instance, I will probably use the first one to trigger a golden age for later civic swaps. Like Mausoleum would be nice too, but again, it's hard to do too much wonder building if I don't have... It's really hard to do wonder building if I don't have anything in the way of the wonder resources. Swear to God, Pi is not really that helpful. Like this would be a great location for National Epic, but again, I'd love to get Marble before I do that. Anyway, so Endeavor, let's 2-pop whip that worker, whipping off of bad tiles for the most part, and then we'll overflow onto... well, we don't get much overflow, but what we do get, we'll put back into that Heroic Epic again. Or not, yeah, Heroic Epic. It would be so much easier with Marble to finish that. Oh, we found Kathy. Okay. Hi, Kathy. See what we can find out about her. Oh, she's got a lot of cities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 cities. She's not very well liked by most people, though, I can see. Let's go to our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, there's still one more AI out there. Let's see how the AIs feel about each other. Oh, we should sign open borders with Kathy, just to improve relations the small bit. Let's see. So Gilgamesh loves Huayna right now, but that's partly because of shared faith. How about Suryavarman? Fortunately, he doesn't really like anybody very much. Huayna kind of likes him, but he has a mortal enemy in the form of Hammurabi, and that's helpful for us. The fact that our closest neighbor is not popular with his local surroundings. Also, that was a mistake. I should have rotated that tile because I just wasted a turn moving. Next, I could have rotated this and then next turn just moved to that tile and started cottaging. So that was not so great there. Anyway, how close is the whip penalty here? All right, it's already worn off. Okay, time to get another missionary then. All right, so you can move here. And you guys can all join. So next turn they'll be able to move and found on that. Or, well, next turn they'll be able to move onto this tile. It is not safe to move onto this tile. I am not like going to move onto the tile and then reload if there's nothing there, because that would be really cheesy. All right, so we finished that tile, or finished a cottage on that tile. And next turn will be the turn to whip the granary. Sadly, I do not have religion in there for the organized religion bonus on the chop. All right, Hill of Swords now has another good tile here. Still need to get that other gold tile improved too. That's probably the next thing to do. Although, actually cottaging this tile is probably a higher priority. All right, so you, I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I'm gonna have move up here and work on that tile, but I can't do that yet, so. All right, that's only one tile away from finishing that, or yeah, one worker turn needed to finish that cottage now. Hill of Swords has been whipped pretty hard, and it needs a defender. I've been pretty bad to this city. Great land, though. Yeah, the last civ must have found... Well, no, we can see who founded Christianity. Let's see. Founded by... Okay, yeah, it is someone we didn't know. The last civ... Or no, wait, no, it doesn't say who founded. Because, like, it says unknown for Buddhism. Wait, it says Huayna Capec's at war with someone? Is that right? He's not at war with anyone we know, at least. Suryavarman's at war. So we probably need to turn the science down for a turn. Economically, we're in great shape. It's more some of the other categories that aren't so great. Like I'm still trying to get, geez, I can't get the, can't even get the demographics to show up with Gilgamesh because he's probably got all those Sumerian whatchamacallits done already. I need to get some courthouses done just so I can see the bar graphs. Yes, I know. It's a lot of espionage for him. He's already put 643 points against me. It's because he gets those cheap courthouses, so he spams them everywhere. He may also have been his ziggurats. Where are they? There's a ziggurat right there. He may also have been running the espionage slider. All right, so you come up here, finish that cottage. Now we're going to whip off 2 of these cottages, unfortunately. So we can give this tile back over here to this city if need be. Although I think it's okay with what it's got, so hold that tile there for right now. Get some nice overflow too. Probably into a courthouse, just because this city's pretty far away. All right, so now we can finally move here. Oh yeah, hey, well, there's a reason why we waited. Unfortunately, I'm not 100% sure I will win that combat. So I don't think I can move onto that tile to found yet. I think I've got to wait another turn to be safe, which sucks, but I think that's what I've got to do. So let's just road this tile with these workers, because they're not going to be able to do anything else for the time being. Yeah, I don't think I can move up onto that tile yet, because the odds of the War Elephant winning are not 100%. Especially not with a sword at Combat 2. Like, if it's an unpromoted sword, but at Combat 2, it's not nearly so sure. Now, I do have an axe right here, so even if I lose that battle, I should win the follow-up battle, but I sure would prefer to win the first battle. All right. So we've almost got the territory scouted out right there. Yep, this settler's just had to wait for the last couple turns. I also don't suppose I could just sign peace now. He still refuses to talk. Not surprising. All right, so what's this guy? These two should pair up here to chop this. Then I've got two workers here, and then I've got another pair of workers. All right, so these guys. Next thing I'm going to do is probably found that city. So let's start working towards that city by mining and roading this tile. Next. All right, so we got that tile finished. The overflow into Heroic Epic, that looks good there. All right, so these two workers should probably come up and cottage these floodplains. And this city is actually, the next thing here should probably be to get this settler out. Triple whip this settler for that spot. So I'm going to move and cottage that along with this worker next turn. Yes, promotions are additive, not multiplicative. Good question. And let's turn science back on. I mean, I'm burning through the tech tree here. Really hoping a barb unit's not going to show up right here. I kind of just need to get a few archers out for these cities that have no defenders. I can pump them out in like one turn once I get the Heroic Epic done. All right, let's hope that this time the combat odds are more in my favor. So let's try to think what this will be. I have the 25% defensive bonus for being on a hill. Or wait, elephants don't get defensive bonuses, do they? Where's the Civilopedia? Elephants don't get defensive bonuses, do they? Yeah, okay, so I don't get that. So it's just 6 against 7.2. I mean, that even though that's not a huge difference, 8 against 7.2 should still give me about 2/3 odds to win the battle. Something like that. Let's hope the dice are kind. They have not been so far. Oh, okay, or they could just not attack. That works too. I'm fine with that, by the way. All right, let's see what we need. Now, machinery get us maces, but we don't really need maces that badly because we do have war elephants. Let's think what else we have on the tech tree right now. Alphabet lets us build research, does not enable tech trading. The naval stuff, probably not that useful this game, let's be honest. Machinery does also unlock windmills and water mills, which could be useful, but I think music for the free grade artist would be better because no one has picked up the free grade artist yet. So I think that that's probably the way to go. Get that freebie benefit on the tech tree. And as I said, let's try to do the courthouse here. I don't need the courthouses economically so much as it would be nice to have the espionage points. All right, you look good here. All right, so that guy just ended up not attacking. What would the odds be? See, even with the axe, the odds are not great there. All right. But we will be able to get this city founded next turn. Yeah, see, my odds are pretty bad if I were to attack because he's got the tile defense bonus. Like, you can see the axe doesn't even get very good odds. That said, he would have equally terrible odds if he were to attack me. Also, founding the city will be nice because I will get more vision in the area. Like, just having vision on all these tiles will be really helpful. Alright, you two need to road there and then road that next spot. Alright, so Dune has now finished that. We'll get the library done, and then we'll probably do a lighthouse because it's going to need it for some of these tiles. That, or it might even be worthwhile to whip out just another worker for that city, which it needs. So I'm like just barely keeping up with the supply of units here. Or not really keeping up with the supply of tiles to be improved. Alright, so there's Huayna Capac's territory. Now, have I scouted out all of Gilgamesh's cities? Let's see how many he has again. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He has 8 cities. I think I've scouted out all of them, haven't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, he's one more. It must be over here to the east of his capital. And if you're trying to convert someone, you want to start out by converting the cities that have the highest population. Those are the ones you want to do first. Any ideas on the great artist? No, not off the top of my head. Also, we should not make the run for the great artist until we have enough gold to pick up make sure we've gotten them. Oh yeah, the reason why I don't have open borders with Hammurabi is because Surrey Varman asked me to, and I ended up, and I said yes, trying to improve relations. That ended up being a mistake, but oh well. So even though right now the city's not growing, I'm going to be up to +4 food really in a short period of time. When the cottage finishes, I'll drop this tile in favor of this tile, and I'm also going to get +2 health as soon as the aqueduct finishes. I should also consider whipping this city for something, because like I don't currently have a whip benefit here. That said, it's often not a good idea to whip your cities that are really large in population. Just trying to check some of the whip timings here to see which cities. I think they all have whip. I think they all have the whip clock ticking right now. Yeah. Well, this one does. Oh, that's right. Let's go ahead and get that right now. It'll grow between turns. So it'll take a couple turns for this settler to move up there anyway. What do I think of cats? Are you referring to actual cats or the catapults? I'm assuming you're referring to actual cats. They're fine. I don't love them. I don't hate them. I'm more of a dog person, but I'm not opposed to cats. Let's go ahead and get this with the overflow, and then I might actually have the capital just get like a couple archers for these cities. Actual cats, yeah. I might just get a few archers for some of these cities because I need them. So we're seeing a lot of Buddhists. So again, it would really be nice to convert. It would really be nice to convert Gilgamesh, so I have at least one ally to count on. Like, you don't need everyone to be your friend in Civ 4, but it's a bad situation if you can't count on at least one Civ to be friendly to you. You don't want to be in a situation where everyone's against you, basically. Alright, so let's see if we can convert this guy. It's going to take a fair number of missionaries, but I should be able to do so. And I actually do want to road this, because this gives me a trade bait. If I can connect that. Alright, so finally we have this. Alright, we need a name for this city, by the way, you guys. Let's drop this down. We don't need London for the name. I know it's going to take a second on Twitch chat. Laimagrad, I like that. We can get Terror for another one. Laimagrad. And we have to start with a granary. We'll get Terror for this spot here. Poaching is also a good suggestion. All right. So we'll do that because it'll spread the religion right away. And let's actually get some horses here. this is strategically important because no horses are. You really need horses to run any kind of offensive. Let's just keep this guy here in case I need to shift him around for the moment. All right, so that road's now done. There we go. So this will pop the borders, and this effectively does seal off my territory. Because like once the borders pop, no one will be able to get through except by sea. This will get me these spots. So let's see. If I get all these spots, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 cities, that's enough to be competitive. I think long-term, I think the goal will be to settle all these spots and then long-term try to take over Suryavarman. I think that would be the goal. So this does mean I'll have enough territory to be competitive. Like, we could potentially use the Great Person for a culture bomb here, but I don't think that that's really needed, honestly. I think Laliamagrad's fine. Like, I'm not going to flip a city with a culture bomb, so probably better to use the Great Artist for a potential golden age later on. Oh, that's right. This is the city I abused earlier. Great Wall has very few tiles available, but the ones it does have are really good tiles. It's going to be a great spot for a city. There's room to squeeze in about 3 more cities? I mean, I guess so. I think that I've used the land, and I guess there's still room for something down here. I think I've used the land pretty efficiently, though. The value of squeezing in low-quality cities is questionable in this game. Yeah, somewhere down here. Hopefully there's room. What I really need is another food bonus. There's definitely room, and there's definitely room for a city down here. What I would really want is a food bonus. Now, it looks like there's floodplains here. Like, we can see through tile bleed that there's floodplains over there somewhere, so probably here. Get another city eventually. Like, 2 floodplains for food. Wouldn't be a great city, but, you know, it would be something. And Laliamagrad will be okay. This will be a production city. I'm basically just going to get a granary barracks and then just train units here. Because, like, just... yeah, just work all hill tiles. Make no attempt to get commerce out of this city. Just use it for building units. Probably go that way. It also wouldn't be terrible to have the capital just churn out some missionaries. Like, the base production's 15, and I can double that with the forge and organized religion. So, well, I guess I wouldn't get the organized religious bonus if I'm training missionaries, but, like, I could do some missionaries pretty quickly here. And like I said, I think it is in my long-term interest to convert Gilgamesh to my religion, because that would make him a pretty firm ally. That said, he does have Buddhism in like every single city right now, so it might be tricky to get him to convert, but we'll see. He is pleased towards me. He would be friendly if I could get him to convert. That'll be the goal, at least. Okay, so that guy did not end up attacking. We might be able to get peace relatively soon. All right, so we got Granary Library here. We actually do need a lighthouse because, well, actually, if I cottage the tiles, I don't really need a lighthouse immediately. I don't need one right away. Maybe let's get another missionary out of here next. Because I do need one for Great Wall and for this new city I'm about to plant too. It would be nice to get a great profit somehow, some way, because I don't have a shrine, but I don't see myself likely to get a great profit anytime soon. I have not made a special effort to do so, and I probably would have had to do so. And jeez, he's got a lot of units running around, doesn't he? Just continuing to ferry units back and forth. The workboat is literally just spying to make sure that, watching if there's a galley built here at all. And yay, we finally got another Floodplains cottage done here at Desert Oasis, finally. And like, how much longer for Heroic Epic? How much longer? Oh, it's a shame I can't get one more production. Well, I will when the city grows. See how I'm at 7? In Civ 4, there's no decimal math on the production, so it's not like I get I don't get like 8.75, I just get 8 here. So if I can get up to 8 base production, it goes up to 10, which would be nice there. See you later, Link, Mario Samus. So to answer Trendlow's question about does it matter what cities you convert, you want to convert the higher population cities first, because when the AI considers whether to swap its religion, it looks at population. Also, Sri Marvin's willing to sign peace. Let's see. What does he want? Let's see if he would take like 100 gold. Yeah, no. He wants the city of Laimagrad. No. So we did manage to connect. All right, so we do have horses connected now. So we finally have another strategic resource. Yay. And then these workers are not going to be needed until the borders pop, which is going to be a little bit... Oh, do I have cows connected? All right, I do have cows connected. Let me see, though, if I can trade for another health resource. Because I could use sheep. I do not have sheep, right? Or is that what I'm already getting from him? I know I have some kind of an active deal with him. Deer. I have deer from him. Okay. Normally that would be a bad deal because it's trading a happiness resource for a health resource, but I legitimately do need the health. Because cities like Victory don't need the health. Oh, all right, and we also have a cottage there, so we can start working that. Nice, and go there. So now we're back up to +5 food. And we're actually getting reasonably close. One of these scientists I might use for a light bulb. Because remember, so here's one of the things that I need kind of long-termish. Because I'm philosophical, I get half-price universities. So if you're playing a philosophical civ, it's very important to get a fast Oxford university. Like that's one of the biggest things you can do is get a quick Oxford. Now, once again, I have no stone, so Oxford is very expensive to build. I would love to get access to stone somehow. But I'm not seeing a lot. In fact, my territory is strikingly bare of strategic resources. Very, very little here. I see a stone up there for Gilgamesh, but he'd need to have a second one to be willing to trade it. See, it doesn't even show up because he only has one. I don't know if relations build faster for trading more resources. I know that you have supplied us with strategic resources is one of the things that the AI gives you a bonus for. I don't know if it goes up faster, as I said. All right, so we seem to be reasonably dug in this spot. So I'm going to try to uncover that last city, which I still haven't found yet. That's over here to the right. And now I need to cottage this tile. Just kind of slowly finishing these. Like I said, these guys won't have anything to do until the city pops borders. I will want to improve that the cow resource, but those borders aren't expanding. What is the horse resource doing? But those won't expand for a few more turns, so I can have them come down here and do something else in the meantime. And 1, 2, 3. So I can have them like mine this gold tile in the meantime. 1, 2. Or pre-chop this forest while they're moving. Obviously, I don't want to actually chop this because it's outside my cultural borders, but I can have them pre-chop it so that it only takes one more turn later on. Now, if I was trying to play super duper seriously, I would want to like make a note to myself that I had pre-chopped that tile, but I don't like playing the game with like a gazillion signs everywhere. All right, so it'll grow onto this tile next turn. All right, so that looks pretty good. While these guys are here, I want them to cottage that tile, just because I've been ignoring that a lot. That's going to grow onto that tile. Nice. All right, so what's next here? I actually have these tiles, the tiles in this area, reasonably under control at the moment. Hill of Swords is going to have to give up this rice tile to the new city, to Terror, when it gets planted here next turn. So it'll slow down its growth a little bit. And it might have to give up the gold tile, so maybe more tiles here. This tile, for instance, we can improve. And this should probably go to Hill of Swords. Note that I've risen to second in score now. Score doesn't mean that much, but it's a useful general indicator. All right. So we're getting closer to Heroic Epic. All right, just checking to see when these cities are in a position to whip. They're all waiting out whip durations right now, which is good. That's not a bad thing. That's Dune's almost all right. Dune's almost there. I'll whip it. How close am I to? Okay. I'll whip it in like a turn or two. Oh, next turn, because it'll be one turn away from growing. So next turn will be the time to do it. And I'll probably put that in Great Wall. So then Great Wall can get the Organized Religion bonus when it and also so it'll expand borders. Having vision on like this tile will be helpful because it'll see over the and this tile too. This one will provide some nice vision into the jungles there. Like, I am somewhat concerned that I could get hit by a barbarian moving through there, which would be not so great. In fact, I think I'm going to shift this sword down, just so I have some coverage at Great Wall. All right, so we get the great artist. Now, with that out of the way, we should probably pick up machinery. That or actually engineering's road movement bonus would probably be better, but we need machinery for engineering, of course. Prerequisite, so we should probably head there. Great Artist can just chill for the moment. We'll probably use him to start a golden age at a later date. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry too much about that. All right, so he can just hang out there. You found the City of Terror, which of course needs a granary, like all new cities. Basically always needs to be the first build, unless there's really something weird going on. Your first build should be a granary. All right, so Terror grabs this tile here. And now Hill of Swords will have to rejigger its tiles a little bit. There, I think that's what I want. Because I still have enough good tiles here to work around that for the time being, but we really need to get this tile chopped and improved. And you guys, like I said, can mine this. So far, this war has largely been pretty fake. Not much action. And Endeavor needs another tile improved too, doesn't it? Heroic Epic's getting close. One more Whip Overflow will do it. Like, see how the Whip Overflow is only 4 more turns? Once that ticks down and I double whip something, that'll probably be enough to do it. Trinlo, to answer your excellent question, I am not going for Mausoleum because I don't have marble. If I had marble, I would seriously think about it, but it's much more expensive without it. It is indeed a very good wonder, but I think probably not in this game. Just because, like I said, I don't have the resource that would double it. Trying to think where the most efficient place to send these 2 workers are. I guess just to cottage this tile, as I said before. All right, you just hang out there for the next missionary. Next missionary I'm willing to send abroad at least. This one from Dune I'm planning to send over here. The Chop should finish the courthouse here at Hill of Swords. And then I can use its next whip on something else. Just trying to see if you would accept like 5 gold per turn. Let's see if you would accept like 20 gold per turn. Because I'd prefer to be out of this war if possible. Okay, that's fine. That's not much of a price for peace. So that's 200 total gold. Because it lasts for 10 turns. That's fine. I do not mind giving him that much money. Alright. Maybe we should stop trying to get Gilgamesh's demographics and just try to get them with Kathy instead. Because it appears that I'm not going to get them with Cat. Although, if I'm going to get them with anyone, it should be Wainakapa, because he's game leader right now. Alright, so yeah, it's annoying to pay 20 gold per turn out, but we'll get that back in 10 turns. And it's better to be at peace, so we can start improving relations. The enemy has been spotted near Fishy McFishy. Like, a courthouse here wouldn't be that valuable. Forge is probably what we want here next. Or at the very least, I want that whip overflow to go into the forge. Oh man, I do not want to keep getting that barbarian notification every single turn. Although it looks like that's probably going to happen. Oh, come on. Jeez. Yeah, you're not guaranteed. So this is one of the annoying things about Civ 4. You're not, if there's a religion already present, you're not guaranteed to get the spread. It's a dice roll. Seven Spirits at Realms Beyond is kind of famously hates the dice roll aspect. All right, so that'll finish the courthouse here. This is, yeah, see, these cities over here are worth more in terms of the courthouses. So that was pretty worthwhile. All right, so I'm going to use these 2 workers to try to road up to Dune. No, it does not increase subsequent. It's a straight dice roll based on how many religions are present. If there's no religions present, it's a 100% chance to spread with the missionary. But if there are religions present, it's not guaranteed. And the more religions there are, the lower the odds for the conversion to succeed. It's just a straight dice roll. With one religion present, it's about 90% odds to succeed, which is why that was pretty unlucky. I don't know if that's the exact amount, but it's pretty close to that. Somewhere around 90% odds. And welcome, not spam bot, as chat pointed out. So yeah, that was kind of unlucky, but it does happen sometimes. Anyway, so yeah, we've done a pretty good job of filling in cities at this point. This spot down here would probably be the next city to plant. And now that we have peace, I should also try to explore a little bit. Let's send one of these. Actually, no, the axe has... oh no, wait, this isn't the axe which has the... I was going to say this axe has a woodsman promotion so he can move faster, but no, that was the axe that died. So let's send one of these guys out exploring now that we have peace to just check out. You know, if the Barb City's still there, we could maybe even capture that Barb City. I sent out both elephants and have a chance to capture it. We have guaranteed peace with Surya Varman for 10 more turns, so we don't have to worry about him attacking right now. So we are going to get the enemy is spotted literally every single turn. Awesome. All right. All right, we don't have much overflow right now. So there's nothing super compelling to build in the capital. The next economic build is the market, which is actually pretty valuable. But before we do that, I want to just spam out some archers real quick to fill up my cities. Yeah, those pop-ups are so stupid. I want to at least get an archer in all these cities over here, because the archer can be upgraded in an emergency to later defenders. And the next, I'm trying to think, do I want forge or library? Probably forge, just because it makes it easier to get future future builds. Oh, Wainakapak might have a city, or it could just be his culture bleeding over here. I don't know which of the two it is. All right, so we're gonna road that, and we're gonna get a road here to Dune. Probably running on these two would probably be better. We'll see. Also, Dune just finished cottage right there. I probably should start working the cottage, but I still feel it's better to work this tile. It's a shame that Dune cannot get any farms. The city desperately needs more food, but there's literally no way to get more food here. Like I can windmill the hill tiles, which is what I'll probably have to do, but there's no way to get more food at that city right now. It's just unfortunate. All right, so we got the jungle chopped. How many more turns until the borders expand here? 5 more turns. All right, so we have a little bit more time. Might as well help them get the cottage done in the meantime then. Oh yeah, because this city... Well, instead of working as citizen specialist, let's have you work that tile instead. A lot more valuable. That heroic epic is almost done. Oh yeah, he's working a scientist over any of these tiles. I actually agree with that choice, by the way. Better to work a scientist specialist than any of these crummy tiles. But it does mean we need to improve another tile here. Probably either farm this or mine one of these grassland hill tiles that are along the river. So yeah, these guys should road to Dune and then come back to Endeavor. Road on this tile, road on this tile, and then head back down there. And I did, oh no, I was going to say, and I did swap over here, but I did not. We also got a new cottage to work here. That is the last flat, no, I can cottage this plains tile, and I probably should. Last available tile. Technically, I could also grab the this tile here, but Fishy McFishy kind of needs this. Almost done that courthouse. Although I won't actually finish the courthouse. What I'll do is I'll whip up Confucian Missionary and overflow into the courthouse. Oh well. So yeah, we've got we have what, 2 cities converted thus far? Out of 8. At least it looks like Gilgamesh is out of room to expand now. And like Wainakapak only has 7 cities, so I should pull ahead of him eventually, unless he can get more. Like Kathy's got the most cities. Her score is not that great right now because I suspect she's behind in tech. But with this many cities, she'll start to become a bigger threat later on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, Fishy's would be Fishy is definitely the Moai spot long term. Where is Moai? Here it is. I probably should have been overflowing into Moai. Alternately, I could have put those forest chops into Moai. Instead, I put them in the Great Lighthouse and didn't get it, which was kind of a whoops moment. All right, so where do we need archers? Got quite a few cities that need them. I need them for Terror, Great Wall, and Hill of Swords, so I need at least 3. And Lymograd really needs one as well. Just do a couple of them here. Oh, hey, there's that sword. We are at peace right now, though. So based on those borders, did Wainakapak get a city on this tile here? No, he couldn't have. No, he must have a city on this tile. I can't ping it because it's in fog. He must have a city on the tile east of the pigs that just has a ton of culture. I think these guys can finish the cottage just with all of them working. Yeah, there we go. It'll grow onto that tile next turn. All right, so you might as well road this because you're going to waste your turn moving if you don't road it. You need to come to Great Wall. so that when it whips its courthouse, it gets the over-organized religion bonus. And you might as well come down here and cottage this tile. All right, so I still have a couple more turns. Yeah, I should start heading up in that direction now, because I am going to need to get to that tile, and I want to road my way over to it. 1, 2, 3. Pre-chop this. 2 of these can road, and the other one can start moving up in that direction next turn. Huayna, well, no, I'm not surprised. Remember, it's Huayna. He doesn't need amazing terrain. He's Huayna. He doesn't need much territory to be a good leader. He's just inherently a good leader by virtue of being Huayna. So Desert Oasis doesn't have much infrastructure. I've kind of beaten down this city a lot over the because I've had to whip it repeatedly. You might remember early in the game I had to do like 2 or 3 emergency whips here. But this is actually an amazing city overall. With 5 floodplains here. Like, I haven't even finished cutting these down, but these are riverside tiles as well. This is going to be a fantastic commerce city. All right, there we go. So we'll finish machinery here. This is going to be a really nice city. Long term. All right, so now engineering. I mostly want engineering for the road movement. All right, so you up here. Well, someone's already built Notre Dame. Isn't that at engineering? Wow, so someone's either had engineering for a while or burned a great engineer on it. So someone's doing pretty well in tech, if that's the case. One nice thing about this being a high production city is it's basically able to just churn out the granary purely off of this tile. So like I won't be whipping there very much at all. You guys should probably cottage this tile next, although I would like to have this tile roaded, so let's just finish that road while we're there. Definitely looking forward to having that engineering road movement done. So we have, oh wait, no, that's right. I was like, don't I have open borders with Huayna? And I was like, I do, but there's a peak on that tile. I can't move through it. Desert Oasis should be renamed to Slaver's Bay. Yeah, it does feel kind of like that, doesn't it? So you can see why this city does need to pop its borders, right? It's running out of tiles to work. Kind of needs to pop its borders so it has additional tiles. It also really does need that courthouse. Because it's got a, what, 8 per turn. This city actually should probably be a production city as well. It's just the tiles are poorly suited for commerce. I guess I could work the incense tile, but even that's not a great tile. So this terror is probably a production city as well. Generally speaking, cities with weaker terrain do better as production cities. You just mine all the hill tiles, and so we use Terror, Limograd. We use these cities and our heroic epic city for unit building. Also, I'm in a position to whip something, so we should probably whip probably the forge, honestly. It'll be a 4-pop whip, but that's okay. Endeavor grows back pop fast. And then we'll be getting the production bonus for units out of there. We also can think about founding this city eventually. Although the next one to be founded, you know, this is the better spot from terrain, but this, well, actually even better would probably be to found this city next. If I can get roads down there. You know what? Why don't you go scout in this direction first? See what's actually down here. But this probably should be the next one we should found. Hi, JD Pellegro. I had a very, very good trip. Really good trip. I will probably talk more about that in time. But yeah, I had a great time. Oh, Kathy, you are super far away, so no. Well, okay, this is super annoying, but like it's only 1 turn's income, and I will get a pretty big bonus with her for, well, not a big bonus, but I'll get a bonus as opposed to a huge malice. So, all right, so note that that's centered to pleased. It's basically the difference between being pleased and being annoyed. I think that's worthwhile to do, even though that was super annoying. And yes, she's not really close enough to have do very much, but it's worthwhile to pay a small amount to be on her good side, I think. So we got a great scientist out of this. Keep in mind for future light bulb, useful for future light bulbing or golden aging, if that's a word. I'm going to road these tiles here. All right. You keep scouting. There we go. Oh, now there's actually a galley. Well, that's not great. Hope he's not planning on landing units and declaring war. That would certainly be annoying. Let's put one turn into a crossbowman in case I have to emergency whip this next turn. Actually, a mace would be better, but I can't two-pop whip a mace here. So we'll do the crossbow just in case. I don't think he's sailing down here to declare war, but you never know. So it's better to be on the safe side. Also, here's the other thing I can do. I can move here, and then I can be ready to chop if I have to. So if I need to, I can emergency chop next turn here. So I'm just being, I'm just being prudent. All right, those guys are working on that city. So Terror is going to need some tiles improved. Great Wall will need them as well, but Great Wall needs to expand borders first. So let's get to it. Let's mine this hill. Well, mine are a windmill. Windmills are pretty crummy tiles, so probably mine. Even though that city's low on food. Also, I could have moved that archer over there. Well, that's okay. I don't actually think he's going to declare war. Famous last words, I know. Let's get this tile improved. All right, Hill of Swords. Hill of Swords should probably whip this, but let's wait one more turn for the whip duration to wear off, plus for it to get a little bit closer to regrowing. And this, similarly, I can whip the courthouse once it's... Although I do want to two-pop whip it. Yeah, it'll be a two-pop whip. Just double-checking to make sure it doesn't go off that. All right, and now we'll whip the forge here. And then we'll overflow, and that'll finish Heroic Epic. And then we'll start training some units. And then that means Victory can stop building archers. I'll swap it over to Market next. And then this guy's going to have to come over and mine this hill tile. So I'm starting to run out of tiles for the city to work. That's not a bad thing. Yeah, this has been like the biggest tease. What is down here? How far does this go? All right, so let's see if Gilgamesh is actually attacking. Again, I doubt it. No, he's just exploring. No surprise there. But safe is better than sorry. So as we said, market here. Just start working on that. Forget it. All right, so next turn we'll get to see another row of tiles there. All right, road, road. So someone built the Hindu shrine. Whoever, the last civ we haven't met yet must have founded Hinduism and Judaism. Whoever we haven't met yet. This conga line of archers heading off. Pretty funny. Oh, just archers. Oh, there's only... Oh, geez. The sword is probably going to kill... This sword... It looks like I might be one turn late to get here. Maybe this sword will stop to heal. Please let this sword stop to heal. Oh, and look at this. Good timing here. City's about to expand borders, right as my workers are ready to improve that tile. The sword is... Yeah, that's true. The sword is pretty wounded. The only thing I'm wondering is if the sword will promote. Like, it has a chance... Well, it has a chance to maybe promote. That's all. All right, so the courthouse is not quite at a position to whip it yet. Although it should be close, because I need... it would be a 2-pop whip, so minus 75. Oh, well. Once it grows to size 6, it can whip that tile. All right, so with that, let's shift this over to here. Shift this over to here so it grows faster, and then we can whip faster. That looks about right. And accept that this is the tile it should be working, because that's closer to growing to a hamlet. And this city gets whipped next turn for its courthouse. We didn't quite have enough production to finish the heroic epic, but we're close. It'll be there in another turn. Also note that my costs are starting to get higher, although I'm still basically break even at 50%, which means I'm in plenty good shape. These courthouses will help with that. I am finishing some courthouses, and the marketplace will definitely help in the capital too. No plans for the mausoleum. Like I said, it's an expensive, it's a very good wonder, I'm not denying that, but with no marble, it's pretty expensive to build, and I just don't really have a great setup to build it. I don't really want to make a run after it and not get it, if that makes sense. I'd rather use the capital's production right now to keep knocking out infrastructure and maybe build National Epic. As opposed to going for that and potentially not getting it. I'm actually kind of expecting the AI to finish at any turn now, because they will have had the tech for that for quite a while. So yeah, that's the thinking there. Let me just look at my... So, all right, I don't quite have enough to see Huayna-Capec's demographics, not yet. Lymagrad expands borders. Since I'm one turn away, let's finish that road. And then you get that. All right, also Barb City not captured. So that's great news. So we're going to get another city here, and a good city out of this. Even if by some chance I lose the 75%, which fortunately did not happen. Let us return control of the Incan Emperor. Yeah, let's install that. And now defending this is going to be very annoying, but we got a worker. And we got a very high quality city up here. So that's fantastic. Now that said, I'm going to need to churn out like legit military units to defend this, because this is not going to be easy at all. Instead of Scythian... We need a name for this, by the way. By the way, thanks for killing all but one defender enemies. No, culturally it's not crushed by the enemies. It's just, it's got 6 turns of anarchy. Poached. Yeah, we had that suggestion before. So, as I mentioned, as soon as Heroic Epic's done, I can get some units up there. I think I'll start with a Horse Archer or 2. So let's see, I'll have 7... Oh, you know what? So now I legit need to start mining these hill tiles, because I've got the Heroic Epic done. Now let's get some mines up for legit real production. So I want to get to this tile here. Okay, so we can get there. And I'm going to have to stop whipping this city now, because I'm going to rely on real production. So let's see, we'll be at 8 production base next turn, or well, once it grows onto this tile. And then every one of these hill tiles adds 3 production. So reflected through Heroic Epic, it's like 6.5 production for each one of these tiles. So we should be able to get up to like 30th production pretty fast and start 2-turning maces. And I think we'll just do that for a while. Get a mixture of different units, but get some good stuff there. All right. What's over? Oh, okay, so it does connect over to Surya Varman, and it sure looks like a campaign against Surya Varman would be the way to go in the future, because if you look at, I basically have, I'm in a really stretched defensive position here, but if I could take some Surya Varman cities, I'd be in a much better position. I'm also going to need to get a spy, because I want to explore his territory, and there's no way he's going to let me walk around in there with open borders. So yeah, this, I almost wonder if it's better to put a city on this tile here, to get the iron as well. We'll think about it. Because on this tile... Oh yeah, it definitely is better to put it on that tile. What am I saying? Definitely is better on this tile. Because it gets both gems and also gets the iron. Cool. Good stuff. So, yeah, we probably Desert Oasis. You might be getting a triple whip for another settler for a spot down here. Next up, instead of finishing that courthouse. Like these spots up here are not a high priority, but grabbing this spot would be pretty nice. Yeah, no hill for attackers to camp on, indeed. Anyway, so Laimograd expanding borders is also pretty nice because we. Oh, no. Now, normally I would say yes, work the higher food tile, but come on, 1-4-1 beats 3-0 in this situation, especially because it finishes the granary. Finish the granary, then we can swap one to that tile. All right, so we still have other units to focus on, don't we? Yeah, so you guys at Terror, actually not a huge priority for you to, I guess we should, you know what, we should finish one of these tiles so we can chop the granary. But after that, after we chop out the granary, probably send you somewhere else for a bit. You guys should probably start roading towards this city. So let's send you here. So we actually have pretty decent coverage in the Hill of Swords area for right now. Is the National Barb City in consideration for National Epic? Probably, you know, It does have a lot of food resources, doesn't it? It probably not, because it literally has 0 infrastructure and we're already 150 turns into the game. So probably not. It would probably just be too delayed, but it's not a bad idea. In isolation, I would say yes, but probably not in this particular situation. All right, and now I'm gonna cottage that last tile at Fishy McFish, which should have been on this earlier. I knew that I had forgotten to whip there. Oh well. And Dune, you can stop. You can cut it out with that crossbowman. I'll leave it in the queue, but yeah. You can stop working that tile. Draft City, true. Yes, yes, could be a draft city. Now the only thing is, for this particular game, that would require me staying in nationhood. I probably will want to stay with bureaucracy because I have a very strong capital in this game. But yeah, could potentially be a draft city. And remember, I am England in this game, so I do get red coats. Very, very good unit to draft. Completed my first National Wonder. Okay. Now again, I would love to get more health resources because this city still is unhealthy, but part of the unhealthiness is from the jungle. So as I cut the jungle down, that'll decrease. All right, so let's see what we got here. What do we want to build? Well, first of all, I need some more defensive units for the border. Let's start with a couple maces because they're just very good units in general. Now, it's not very impressive right now at 5 turns, but again, as I cut down the jungle and build more mines, production will go up very significantly there. So you build a bear. Let's do the forge first. Again, still thinking long term here by going forge. Here we want to finish that granary. All right, so are you ready to see us do the archer shuffle? Doing this does give up the fortify bonus, but it gets units to the front lines faster. And the fortify bonus is not really significant right now. All right, Great Wall should be able to whip its courthouse, though. Although I think I'll wait until it's 1 turn away from growth. Meanwhile, Desert Oasis is about to, yeah, this one, get ready to triple whip a settler again. Desert Oasis for this spot here. So I think I've done a decent job of continuing to expand in this game. right, so let's get a road, start working on a road connection here. And these guys will start working on a road connection too, because Lyamagrad, all right, now that you've finished that, let's get you on a high food diet. Lyamagrad doesn't need too many improvements at the moment because it's a small size and it's not growing that fast. So those 3 archers are going to go Terror, Great Wall, Hill of Swords, I think. Actually, you know what? Don't do a mace. Get me the last couple archers I need, and then we'll go on to real offensive units after that. Do I keep playing solo scenarios? No, I haven't, especially for Civ 4, I haven't played Civ 4 in a while. Almost forgot to get that whip in. Yeah, I haven't played Civ 4 in quite a while. Got to remember to get these missionaries in too. These new cities are going to need missionaries, and I'm still trying to convert Gilgamesh as well, although I haven't had a ton of success in that regard yet. How many cities is he at? Did he add any more? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, he's still at 8. So like he won't do this. Too few people follow the faith. We would need to convert more of his cities, but he will do it eventually. If I can convert like all of his cities, he would definitely think about it. That'd be nice to get him in our camp. Yeah, he's already finished his Forbidden Palace. That's the star. Yep. I was curious how many cities Suryavarman had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he has 9 cities right now. He's still at war with Hammurabi. They've been at war a long time. Oh, and hey, we found the last leader, Ahsoka. He's got a lot of cities too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's got 10 cities. All right, so now we found everybody. That's all the leaders in the game. Still working on that courthouse there. The sad thing is this city doesn't even really need a courthouse because it's very close to the capital. Would have been better to do a forge here. But of course, forges weren't even available as a build option at the time that I first went for that. Also, while I'm thinking about it, let's get that settler out. All right, let's road this. So now we've got this, and now the city can grow onto this tile. It's not going to be able to grow very large in size, though, because I can't get any farms here. Well, I can get farms via poached, but only on these tiles here, and that's not going to help very much. This is a very, very dry part of the map over here. Just continuing to get the archer shuffle over here. Land, yes, you're right. Poach could share the corn with another city, and in fact, we should do that. You're absolutely right. The corn could be shared with another city. It would probably need to go on this tile. And that would redeem this terrain over here. Also provide a useful way station to Lyamagrad. So yeah, we should definitely do that. Definitely. But we're going to need to defend it. We're needing to defend a large swath of cities here. Taking this city, like there's a city on this tile, taking this city would help enormously in terms of reducing frontage, in terms of what we have to defend. Let's clear the jungle first. See if we can get rid of that health penalty. So how many jungle tiles are in the city's radius? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think clearing one of them will remove one of those health malices, but I'm not certain on that. After 3 years hiatus of playing, you just started playing Civ 4 again solo. Yeah, it's an addictive game for sure. Like, it's definitely a game where I find myself wanting to go back to play again. All right, so I'll let this I'll let the city grow and whip the forge when those 2 turns are up. Also, victories at the cap again. Yeah, I guess it's. Yeah, I guess it is, isn't it? It's at the health cap yet again. I need a grocer here, basically. Get some more health in the city. It's rare that you're health constrained as much as I am here. So there's that great library. Great library has already delivered 1 great scientist. It'll deliver another one in 15 turns. One I will probably use on An education light bulb. Probably. Just to clear the way to liberalism, which hopefully I'll be the favorite to get. I don't have any grand plans to like trigger a golden age at the moment and like use it to pop out a bunch of great people, but we'll see. Could I think that Gilgamesh just had another happiness resource, so he has fur, which wouldn't help me. I'm already trading for 2 of his resources. I'm already trading for deer and sheep at the moment, so I can't get anything else from him. And then because of the weird nature of this Highlands map, there are no other road connections to anyone else yet. Huayna Capac should have a connection soon because Gilgamesh will road over to him eventually since they share territory. So I should be able to trade with Huayna Capac relatively soon. All right, and let me just see if I need to build another archer. So I've got 4 archers heading over here. Hill of Swords, Great Wall, Terror. Probably 1 more. As they do the archer conga. Guess you might as well start heading up to Lymagrad. All right, I was planning on going to this city first, so let's do that. And then we'll see about getting one for that other city. All these archers need engineering tech so I can move faster on the roads. Go ahead and finish it this turn. Yeah, that's right. And then oh, and I also have corn. Okay, and the corn at poached land too. Forgot that I also have corn. The corn's worth +2 health in every city. That's really quite nice. All right, so this city, yeah, I should be able to finish the granary shortly. Then I'll probably do the forge there and then barracks and units. All right, and this is as far as I can get here because obviously I can't go, just as he can't go through my territory without open borders, I also can't go through his territory without open borders. All right, yeah, next up we'll probably chop one of these tiles, put down another cottage. Dune's not much of a city, but better than nothing. I've got a lot of culture at Fishy McFishy. It's already hit the 500 culture border. Oh, Gilgamesh killed that barbarian unit. Thank you, Gilgamesh, for getting rid of that unit. He really likes me because I'm in Hereditary Rule, which is his favorite civic, and I've been in it for a long time. So we got a nice bonus there. In fact, Hill of Swords probably needs to triple whip a settler for this other spot. What's its whip duration? All right, in like 4 or 5 turns. Great Wall definitely needs this courthouse because it's at 9 costs per turn. Oh yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe the Great Wall kicked it off that tile. Yep, you guys got it in chat. So yeah, my core is pretty safe in this game, and then I've got room for expansion to the west. I don't see any real interest in trying to fight Gilgamesh, or I guess Huayna Capac beyond that, but we'll see. Taking over Suryavarman would be nice. That would make me by far the game leader. I already have an academy in the capital. Good question. I already had an academy in the capital. Otherwise, yes, that would have been the play. Good question, DF Drummonds. But yes, I had an academy in the capital from an earlier point in time. All right. Now that I've gotten these archers, probably feudalism next. I'd like to work towards education. Although I guess I technically don't need feudalism for education. Maybe we'll go for paper so I can trade for maps. That would be nice to get some more information. All right, now let's start building some actual units. I want a couple maces. I do want a pike. I should probably build the slower units now because if I build horse archers later, they'd be able to get to the front lines faster. So you can see right now we're at 18 production per turn for military units. 1 forge would take that up, or excuse me, not 1 forge. 1 additional mine on this tile would take that up to, let's see, I would get 11 base, and then that would turn into, what, 20, 24. So yeah, I would add +6 production. So what, that would be an increase of a third with one more mine, which they're already working on right now. Along with these gazillion archers. Why don't I have 2 academies? Yeah, fair point. Well, it's because I get the bureaucracy bonus here. It's not a stupid point, though. Like, this city here, an academy wouldn't be terrible, but I think I'd still prefer to hold on to the great person for light bulbing purposes and also for use later on for golden ages. Because yes, I can get 1 golden age from the first great person, but I need 2 for the second one. And in extreme late game, there's also corporations to think about. You do need great people for some of them, like getting a great person for what's the one I need for Sid Sushi. Like I might hold on. Well, this is not a good Sid Sushi map because there's very few seafood, but you know, it might be useful to have the great engineer later on for one of the corporations if we get far enough into the game. Where are they? Sid Sushi is where? Medicine. And then Mining Inc. would be a better fit for this map, probably. Here it is. We'll see. That's all much later in the game, so. Later on. Alright. And we want to road through this tile because it already gets us to that mine. Engineering, yay! Faster road movement, woo! Definitely makes a difference. Oh, we can get all... Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah. Faster road movement indeed. Can get all the way there just like that. What the... No, don't work that tile. Work the much better tile. I know it slows down growth, but it's so much better of a tile that you need to work it. Forge is only 14 turns, which is really nice. No point moving onto that tile because it'll just be ended any turn. I probably should have pre-chopped that forest. Oh well. Alright, now it's time for more of the Archer Shuffle. So this guy's going to Lyamagrad. Let's see, I've got 1. You know, I might need even more archers here. Let's do another one. They're super cheap. Oh well. Still can't one turn it. Oh well. Because this one's going to Lyamagrad, and then I've got this one for Terror, this one for Great Wall, this one for Great Wall, Hill of Swords. I think I need 1 more, given all the units I'm moving around right now. Alright, you come up here and try to convert Uruk. I know some of you were saying you don't have quick moves on. I know. So, unfortunately, I was... Let's see, okay, they got multiple roads there. You might be getting ready to plant his own city in that area, so I'm glad I am moving in that direction. And I'm going to need a missionary here, too. I'm going to need missionaries out of some of these cities, too. All right, you whip your courthouse. There we go. Which you definitely needed. Maybe I can have the city do a missionary next. Wait, it still needs a library, too. Not a lot of infrastructure down here yet. Well, at some point I'll run out of room to plant more cities, and then I can start to do more infrastructure. I'm trying to think where I can get another city out of. Probably Hill of Swords. Yeah, have to be Hill of Swords. But I need missionaries for all these cities too, because I need to expand the borders. This city in particular was going to want the borders to expand so that I can get cultural control over these 3 tiles for a potential conflict with Surya Marma. I'm not sure how eager he is to come back to war with me, but it's something to consider. All right, so Huayna Capac, I've now got his demos. I still have them with these 2. Let's... do I want Ahsoka or Catherine next? Just do Kathy. Just go in order. Let's see the demos now that we've got them. All right. So score, I was well behind Huayna Capac. I'm closing the gap because I'm still expanding and he's not. He is definitely the GMP leader out of these AIs. Note that my rate wildly fluctuates up and down. is I run 100% gold and not 100% research and not 100% research. He's the only one who's close in that regard. All right, production, he's the leader. Food, interesting, he's not the leader. No, not Ahsoka. Hammurabi's slightly higher in food. Power, okay. I'm well below everyone in power. Although now that I have heroic epic, I'll start to catch up. And he's highest in culture. So yeah, GNP, I'm not like a runaway leader in that regard. Although if I go to 100%, you can see I am still #1. But yeah, Whyna Copback is kind of a beast, as we've seen in AI Survivor. At least I'm almost done paying out that gold per turn deal to Surya Varman. Or is that already done? Oh, I guess that's already done because it's not active anymore. Okay, so I guess that's already done. I believe he is still at war. Yeah, he's still at war. How do people feel about Ahsoka? I didn't see that. So a lot of the AI still haven't met each other. Up here we have the Buddhist bloc. They're all friendly with one another, which is a real danger because if they all voted for each other, like if Whyna Copback came up in the United Nations, they might all vote for him. So again, would really love to knock Gilgamesh out of... would really love to knock him out of that coalition if possible. Get him out of Buddhism. And that war between Hammurabi and Surya Varman's been going on forever. So that is one nice thing. I don't have to worry about that. All right, so the market finishing was worth quite a bit. Plus, with the bureaucracy bonus at the capital, the plus 25% was worth what? Another 20 gold per turn, something like that. So not bad at all. And the capital doesn't have any crucial infrastructure to do, so this would be a good time to do National Epic. Get that extra 100 plus 100% birth rate. Because I already have the Great Library in here, this seems like it's definitely the way to go. Mausoleum's also only 15 turns. What the hey, we'll make a run at Mausoleum. I do not expect to get this, but at the very least I can get some fail gold out of it. Alright, so you need either Forge or Library. Better to do Forge first to increase the value of future whips. I guess you might as well go there. Alright, let's try conversion attempt number 2. Alright, that time we got it to go through. Poor Fishy McFishy. Still slowly working on that courthouse. Although you should be working this tile here. Want to work those cottages since they eventually turn into, you know, much higher yields. All right, you can go to Lyumograd. You are going to that new city there. Let's see, so we need Terror, Great Wall, Hill of Swords, 1, 2, 3. And then we need, and then one needs to go up to this city as well to Poached. So I guess one of you should head up in that direction. I guess the Lyumograd archer can head in that direction too. So we keep moving in that direction. Almost got that road connection done. And Terror is okay for the moment. Terror's got all its tiles connected, so I do need to connect the incense, but I don't have that. I don't have culture in Terror yet. All right, so this will be the last archer out of Endeavor, and it'll go to Desert Oasis. Fortunately, Endeavor is going to get enough health that it's not at a health malice as soon as this turn finishes. Because the Poach is going to come out of resistance. Alright, you are probably fine there for right now. Just keeping an eye on that. And as for you, you need to go chop this, and that'll help Mausoleum along. I like the build another city on top of the capital suggestion. If only. Build cities on top of other cities. Okay, and I really do need to get some more Confucian missionaries. I need Hill of Swords for a settler, though. So it can't come out of there. Desert Oasis again. This poor city. I've whipped it so many times. Actually, you know, Lyamograd wouldn't be the worst place to get missionaries out of. Maybe that would probably be more useful than doing the forge right now, which is like a long-term project. Yeah, sure. Let's do get some missionaries out first, because I really need one for poached. That's the first priority. And then some of these other cities, like Terror still needs one. This city's going to need one. It seems more valuable than a long-term forge at the moment. No. No, he's never going to be friends with me because he's founded his own religion. He's always going to hate... No, sorry. I'll get a malice with him, but that's a little too much gold. That was an awful lot. All right. So, like I said, some maces first. Yeah, there we go. That's more like it. 3-turn mace. Oh, I guess and I guess the health still hasn't come through yet. Wow, this poor city needs worker attention really badly. Can I put a sign south of Desert Oasis? No. Sorry. I don't like to clutter up the map with extra signs. I'm sorry about that. All right, there we go. So now we have the connection. So now poached, yeah, now poached is okay. You know what, I should probably, so I will whip the granary next turn once I get out of the penalty. Also, we now have a trade route connection to a whole lot of leaders as a result of getting the poached location. So Endeavor should not, oh, it still has some unhealthiness, interesting. Still has a little bit of unhealthiness, but it's back up to +5 food per turn, which is nice. Using slavery to whip out missionaries is, I agree, it's kind of a dark image. All right, so we'll get rid of that jungle next. Get another mine on that tile. You're going to Desert Oasis. Oh, we need a name for this city, don't we? That's right, we got a new city here. What do you guys want to name this one? I'll do some of the other stuff in the meantime. The Valley, Hidden Valley, Valley Beyond. Hidden Valley's good. Let's go with that. Valley Beyond is also a good suggestion. Valley something. Hidden Gem's good too, but I like the first suggestion. All right. So yeah, good, quite a nice city over here. Nasty maintenance costs, but we'll deal with that in time. Key thing is to just keep expanding. Always want to keep expanding. All right, so you can come over here towards poached. And now that I've got this road connected, I've got 3 workers over here to start tossing down improvements. I'll whip the granary, and then I might whip a library just to get the borders expanded faster, and to get those, and to get this connect. Oh yeah, that's right. I need a fishing boat to connect the fish. Doesn't start out connected. Hey, welcome. Yeah, this was honestly just kind of lucky. There was the AI had been attacking the barb archers, and there was 1 archer left, and I managed to get up there like right in the nick of time. So it was a little bit fortunate. How are we doing on espionage points right now? All right, so we can still see. All right, we can still see everyone except Gilgamesh, who is like whatever. Airlift, but you can't airlift. Yeah, I can't airlift Bodie McBoatface over there. If only. No. Oh wait, the corn health hit. Oh wait, no, he's already got the corn health here. It's just still not enough, right? It's just still not enough, unfortunately. But the fish will help out when we have the fish connected. All right, so you, Archer, shuffling up to Lyamograd. You can go to Terror. You can go to Great Wall. And then we've almost got our archers. Finally, 160 turns into the game, each city almost has a defender now. After that much time. Let's just finish the road connection here. All right, there we go. So this is going to give me I'm going to need to, if I want a 2-pop whip, I'm going to have to get it now. This is going to give me a ton of overflow, which I'm going to use. Let's get rid of the crossbow. I do not want that going into a crossbow. I'll probably use it for a missionary and then overflow again into something else. Not quite sure yet what just yet. Because I'm going to need a missionary. I can get a missionary out of this city, and that would be nice to have. So, let's see. So now that we have road connections, let's see what we can get from these guys. All right, yeah. So Huayna still doesn't have very many cities. He only has 7 cities. And look how many more resources he have than him. Maybe he's getting hit with barbarians. I'm kind of shocked he's in first place, given the fact that he's not all that impressive on the trade screen. So I still don't have a trade route connection to Ahsoka. Kathy is still pleased with us, which is nice. She has, I think she has the most cities of any of the AIs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. She has 11 cities. Is that more than us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, we have the same. We have 11 cities each. Gilgamesh still has the same number. I'm at a point now where I could trade for his furs. I don't really need them though, because like none of my cities are unhappy, so there's not a whole lot of point right now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. I also am going to need to train a spy just to scout out his territory. Yeah, well, Huayna, we know he's to the west of Gilgamesh. I'd love to get some units in his territory too. Well, I'm about to finish paper and I'll be able to trade for world maps. That's going to reveal a lot more information about the world. Some of them should be willing to trade maps and info with me. All right, so here's where we've got a ton of overflow. So as like I said, I'm going to do a missionary. And then we'll go back to working on a long-term building again. This poor city that can only get +3 food. No, I've been building settlers nonstop. Sometimes the game is kind of dumb in that regard. All right. I actually would think about training a missionary here, but I can't because I don't have... Jeez. Like, Hidden Valley would like to join the Khmer Empire. It's like, what are you on? Of course I'm not going to do that. Are you crazy? Ahsoka went free religion, so either he has Shwedagon Paya or he just got to liberalism. I think he has Shwedagon Paya, though, because I didn't see the liberalism thing pop up. Yes, okay, so he just has... Gotcha. He did not just finish liberalism, fortunately. I would really love to be able to work some more of these tiles. It's okay. Once I expand borders, I should be able to get control of these tiles. Although there is a chance for this city to culturally flip, which is not ideal. I need culture in here, like, immediately. So we need the granary first, because the granary always has to come first. But then we need to get a library. We really do need to get a library in there, like immediately. Yeah. I don't suppose I can chop in his territory. No, I don't think so. Limelight Guard's going to need another tile improvement too. Need to get a mine in there. Anyway. There we go. All right, so now all these cities have archer defenders. The Great Archer Shuffle we've managed to finish. Now we managed to finish it with Desert Oasis. Also, I should have canceled that. I meant to have him work on the cottage there. All right, let's turn on research here. Only 2 turns for paper to finish. Dune's missionary, I was planning on sending to Terror. We're looking, all right, so that's still a couple turns away. This city we need to swap to a settler, and then that'll probably be the last settler for a little bit here. These ones are lower priority. Next up, we kind of need to focus on building enough military units to be able to handle an attack from Suryavarman, and eventually think about going on the offensive against him. But fortunately, he does seem to be one of the weaker AIs, which is good. Actually, you know what? Instead of a forge, which is pretty expensive, why don't you build me... Oh, I don't have... I was going to say build me a spy, but I don't have alphabet tech, so I can't do that yet. I do have foreign trade routes with a lot of these civs now. Like, you can see I'm getting pretty decent returns on a lot of these. How am I doing on the conversion? 1, 2, 3... 3 of Gilgamesh's cities so far? 3 of his 8. At least I've gotten his 2 largest population cities. If I can get Lagash, Kish, and Eridu, I can probably ask him to convert. Have a chance of it going through. I hope that this mausoleum thing doesn't end up turning into a waste. I wouldn't be shocked if it did, though. Alright, so we finally have another courthouse done. And this city definitely needs a forge, especially with how much I've been whipping it. Poor city. I'm going to whip it again for another settler shortly. And Dune, well, it's got the forge done. Okay, so that's nice. So now I get the 45 production whips. That's pretty good. It still does not need a lighthouse because I've got plenty of tiles for it to grow onto for cottaging. So next up then is probably courthouse. Not that it needs it too badly, but that's probably the next thing. All right, library. So we wait 1 turn and then whip it on the following turn, just to avoid the whip penalty. Porters of Great Wall have expanded. Okay. So that's nice because it unlocks these tiles, which I will want to improve. That's what these guys can come work on. Oh yeah, that's right. I pre-chopped that tile. Whoops, I forgot that I had pre-chopped that. That's nice. Nice little surprise there. I always forget how fast the missionaries move once you have engineering. Skedaddle over there in a hurry. Alright, not much purpose in farming this tile, so we might as well cottage it. Okay. So apparently Incan culture does not actually reach onto this tile. Which makes sense because again the Incan city is, I can't ping the actual tile, but it's a tile east of the pigs. And yeah, so it hits these 3 tiles. 24. So it's hit 500 culture thus far. Why was Terror named Terror? I don't know. It was just suggested. I'm not 100% sure why it was named Terror. Alright, so Hill of Swords, you can swap over here to the settler, which is going to go up for this spot here. And then we'll split off the corn tile, which is not irrigated, so we'll have to farm over to that tile, but that's fine. We do have civil service, so we can extend farming now if we want to. Yeah, this city definitely needs a farm or something. Oh, it's sunk in Terror Bay. Okay. So game's in pretty solid shape right now. Note that Wainakapag has dropped below Ahsoka in score. I think it's because Ahsoka just has more total cities. Just checking to see if there's anything else I needed to whip here. I don't think so. How close is Fishy to its... All right, a couple turns away still from its next whip. So our peace treaty wore off with Kathy. Education is next. Remember, we're philosophical, so we get cheap universities. I don't even have libraries in that many cities, but I'm going to try to get out the universities quickly so I can build Heroic Epic, or not Oxford, excuse me. All right, yes, we're still churning along at a pretty good rate here. Note that we have cleared out the unhealthiness penalty for the moment, although it's only going to last for one turn because the city's about to regrow again. But next turn I'll have another hill tile for it to work. So let's get 2 maces to start. And then I want to get a pike or 2. And then we'll see from there. Maybe another... Well, I already have a couple elephants, so it's not as critical. There we go. So this city's starting to get some decent production, too. All right, so you guys do the cottage there. All right, that cottage is done. We don't have enough for the library just yet? Okay. I guess that's true. Because we get, we only get 60 production per whip right now. But what we could do is we could chop in the 3rd ring if we wanted to. It wouldn't be as valuable because the borders haven't expanded, but it could be worthwhile to chop. I think that's probably worthwhile to do, just to get that library up quickly. And then we'll need to do a workboat in that city. Nah, not worthwhile. Not worthwhile to sink spy points in Gilgamesh to influence religion. Could spread irrigation to the rice town near Laima. Rice town near Laima. No, there's no way to spread irrigation to this tile whatsoever. It's completely surrounded by hills. That tile is no good. And the one by Terror already is fine. All right, there we go. Whip that settler. How's Great Wall doing? Oh, that one recently whipped, so Great Wall is fine for the moment. So victory, we gotta chop into Mausoleum here. And it's 9 turns away now. Costs 11 population. So we're looking like we got a shot there. Now if I wanted to, I could burn a Great Scientist towards this, but I don't know that I'm really in a liberalism race at the moment. Still, it's probably worthwhile to do just to clear the way to liberalism. Although I would also have to get philosophy as well. Hard to know if I'm in a race with anyone else for this or not. This is normal game speed, yes. Well, that was part of the reason for getting the Great Lighthouse, or Great Library, was to get a quick education. So let's go ahead and do that. Still take a couple more turns. And then I have to really focus in on getting the 6 universities done as fast as possible. Let's look at this real quick. How many libraries do I have done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to need more libraries. I'm going to need to get some libraries done just in anticipation of getting universities done after that. So I need to start working towards that now. I wanted to finish this mine. All right. Yeah, so I do not want an engineer specialist. There we go. All right, so this is starting to look better. 31 production. So this is what I wanted to see. 31 production per turn right now towards the towards military units. So that's pretty good. That's almost enough for 2-turn maces. A little bit short of that, but but again, in 5 turns the city's going to grow again, and then I can pick up this this hill tile as well, which the workers will go for next. Then that's another 3 base production. So that'll be 17. That'll be what, like 17 base would be 34 plus 4 more. So what? Yeah, so that'll be another 4 or 5 production per turn. Should be enough to 2-turn maces after that. No, I don't have 6 libraries yet. That's what I was saying. I need to work towards getting 6 libraries, since I do not have that right now. All right, Hidden Valleys, got that. So this tile does need to be mined while I'm there. So only 20 production and poached, but we'll go ahead and get that. Oh, I should have rotated that tile. Oh well. So now Terra will slowly expand its borders. You I can probably put on a go-to order. Usually I don't like to put military units on go-tos, but I think that that's fine. I doubt I'll need the mace in the next couple turns. All right, so now we've got the... Still not quite time to chop that forge just yet. Or whip that forge just yet. And Terror is slow to grow, so it probably shouldn't be whipping forges altogether. Here you go. How about you chop this, and then we'll mine the tile afterwards. I wonder if I should... Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if I should farm one of these. You know what, I should... This is probably wrong. I should farm one of these 2 tiles just to get a higher food surplus, because I'm going to be working the iron tile too. Let me cancel that. I really should farm one of these 2 tiles so I can get up 5 food bonus in this town, since there's no other food bonuses. The AI does not take into account unit types and promotions. As Not Spambot said, it only checks the power bar. It just checks the demographic power, that's it. It does not go into like a nuanced account of all the other stuff that can go into that. It's just, it's too complicated. The AI just looks at the number, basically. So like Desert Oasis is a town where... Hold on, let me just do a quick count of libraries. I think I have 5. So Capital 1, Fishy McFishy 2, Endeavor 3, Desert Oasis 4, Hill of Swords, for instance, could easily get the library done. It's actually overflowing quite a bit right now. So 4, 5 in Dune, and I think that's it. Yeah, so Great Wall is the other one that will want the library to be finished. I'm going to whip this forge in a couple turns, and then it'll be easy to get the library from there. So those are my 6 cities, by the way. Just do that. So Victory, Fishy, McFishy, Dune, Endeavor, Desert Oasis, Hill of Swords, Great Wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's actually 7 cities, but that gets me the 6 I need. Because I'd love to be able to go from Mausoleum onto Oxford, like right after that. And like this city already has the forge and the library done. That makes it even easier. All right, so yeah, so I don't think I need any more improvements at Dune for the moment. That city's pretty much finished. The core cities back there are pretty much done too. So it looks like you can come down here and start working on these tile improvements here, chopping and cottaging some of these. All right, so poached. Still can't whip the library this turn because I have to wait for that to process through, but then we'll be able to double whip it next turn. All right, as I said, gonna farm that instead. All right, so we've got that chop coming in there. As I said, I want this city to, these workers to come over here and mine this tile. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need a defender for this, aren't I? Well, let's start moving some defenders up. We need a name for this city, by the way. Can't be founded this turn, but we'll need it for next turn. And I think this city right here is going to need the missionary more than poached, because poached is going to have that library coming finished. Yeah, we have a great artist, it's true. But again, I'd prefer to save that for Golden Age purposes at the moment. I could use it for a culture bomb, it's true. Certainly would give me a lot of control in the area, so it's worth thinking about. Well, in the very least, we can start moving them over there. Yeah, we have a great artist in the capital. Because it doesn't matter where the great artist is located. I can at least start moving in that direction. It would certainly give me a lot of strategic control to drop it into this city here. That would basically take over this whole region. Something with road. So next up was probably to chop and cottage this tile here. So far, Mausoleum has not been claimed. I'm a little bit surprised. I thought the AI would prioritize that more highly. This is also going to put us in the Renaissance age at a pretty early date.
There is no wealth like knowledge, no poverty like ignorance.
So we're still kind of heading towards liberalism right now. Probably we'll just use it for nationalism rather than try to grab something crazy. That said, I wouldn't mind going for guilds just to be able to build knights. I'd love to just churn out some knights from my heroic epic city, but I think we can. I think it would be probably better to secure liberalism first. All right, so we finished the mace. Let's do the university. Well, we've got a spare moment here, especially because we've got some nice overflow. I think this mace should come down here to Hidden Valley, just so I have another. Well, we'll see. Let's move in the direction first. All right, Statue of Zeus has been built in a faraway land. We're continuing this very slow project of trying to convert Gilgamesh. Long road, great road. Long road, I think is more appropriate. You know, so here's the other argument for using a culture bomb. We would get access to the horses, and like that does matter. That would make this a significantly stronger city by getting access to the horses. So, like there is some real value to that. Maybe I should have used that in poached, because poached is, that would have made the library a more valuable whip. Oh well. Yeah, that would have been worth 15 more production, and it would have been close to finishing the workboat. Oh well, that's life. Could start chopping towards the granary now. So you guys have kind of talked me into that being probably the better course of action. Also, we want to farm this because we want to bring the irrigation over to that tile. Silk Road, Fish Road, Old Town Road is a little better than Long Road. Let's do that. Old Town Road. We'll go with that. Old Town Road. Yeah, because this area does not feel very safe right now. Bring one of the war elephants over. All right, so courthouse is finally going to finish, and then we'll get the university. Also, Dune, let's not do the courthouse. Let's go to the university instead. So this victory will do the mausoleum as soon as the we'll do the university as soon as the mausoleum finishes. If I can talk. Fishy McFishy is going to get Courthouse University. So let's see. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Desert Oasis will. Let's get the forge right now and then go on to the university. So that's, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5. And then Hill of Swords needs the Labyrinth. So then we need either Hill of Swords or Great Wall, neither of which has this done right now. Okay. So we're going to get a chop there. Let's double whip the forge next turn, and then we'll chop into the library there. I'm going to try to get libraries and universities in both of these done. But this place needs to just finish growing first. It doesn't grow very fast anymore ever since I split off the this food resource over to Terror. Unfortunately, it lost its fast growth. So we need one of these two as well. Probably both of them. So we've got our university, we've got our cities in place.
All the world's a stage.
All right, philosophy next. No one can be too close to stealing liberalism because no one's founded the philosophy religion yet. All right, Forge University. This city, Desert Oasis, still has an awesome +7 food bonus. All right, so with the library, that city will grow quickly. Also, we can now work on much better scientist specialist, but the borders will grow in 5 turns. And the workboat's also doing 5 turns. Okay, so that works out. Rightfully asking to join the Incan Empire. Yeah, sure, whatever. All right. At least I don't think anyone has found... Nope, Taoism has not been founded yet. All right, so even though this does slow down growth, it's still better. Boy, I really wish I could get some more. I really wish I could get more food into this city. Better to keep it growing, I guess. I do want some of these tiles for it to grow on. So I guess, yeah, because I can lumber mill the flat grounds. I guess I should leave some of them in place for lumber mills later on. Slow tech, yeah. I mean, it's been a somewhat slower game in that regard because, and I wanted to whip this turn. There we go. Somewhat slower game in that regard because of the Highlands map, and of course it is no tech trading. Keep in mind this is also not a deity game. Like the tech pace moves incredibly, blazingly fast on deity. If you're used to that from AI Survivor, the game does not normally move as fast as it does in an AI Survivor game. But that said, it has been a somewhat slower pace than what it could be because there we go. It's still 5 turns either way. Just because the Highlands map does have pretty rough terrain on it. All right, yeah. So we'll have our 6 cities for universities pretty fast, and I should be able to get a pretty early Oxford up here in Victory, a city that can definitely take good advantage of it. And that's one of the biggest benefits of philosophical as a trade is it's not even that the universities are half cost, it's just that you can get a very fast Oxford if you play it correctly. So yeah, we want library on the university as fast as we can get it here. Because I am going to need that 6th city. And I'm going to need, yeah, it's probably like it's worth dipping into unhappiness at one of these cities. This chop should almost finish the library though. Yeah, like with this chop I'm going to get 18 overflow here. Then I'm going to get the chop into this as well. Yeah, so like that knocked out most of the library. Too bad I don't have one more tile to chop, one more forest to chop here. But I should be able to get the library done. I know it says 28 turns, but I can actually do it faster than that. Especially if I work both of the gold tiles. With you, I think I want to start roading towards this. There is still a chance a barb could spawn up in that corner, which would be really annoying. Alright, we can culture bomb next turn, which is going to be fun. And no, Limegrad is not even really the front lines at this point. Like, we've pushed far enough forward that Limegrad is not quite on the front lines anymore. Alright, there we go. So now Hidden Valley's got +5 food surplus, which it did kind of need. Alright. Yeah, the reason why Survivor was done on dailies, it just makes the game move faster. That's the main reason. So I might as well just chop this, I guess. I don't think I'm going to found a city down here. Well, then again, maybe. I mean, there might be a... Maybe it's worthwhile to found a city here later on. Maybe. I could work these 3 tiles in the floodplains. That would give me... what, like 6 tiles to work? That might be enough to be worth founding a city. Alright, you go to Kish and try to convert Kish. Yeah, bombing will convince in 1 turn. So now we've got the irrigation spread. Well, it doesn't show up there, but there it is. Now we've got the 6 food tile. Christianity has spread and poached. Okay. That's not as bad as it could be. At least I don't have the Apostolic Palace religion. No ridiculous AP victory votes, because the AP religion is, I think it's Buddhism, if I remember correctly. Anyway. Oh, I can't until next turn. Okay. Probably should have just rotated that tile. All right. So here's the thing. If you dial up, I seem to remember if you dial up culture to 100% before you use the bomb, you get like a slightly better effect from it. I can't remember the exact math on why that is, but I seem to remember that. In any case, all right, where is it? Here we go. Create great work. Ready? This is, everybody always loves seeing this. All right, there we go. So we actually did not get control over the horses, which I thought we would, although it's very close. So I think that we will get them because it's only 2nd ring for us, whereas it's 1, 2, 3. It's 4th ring for them. So I think this will flip to us. But it's also nice because now Poached gets more tiles back as well. There we go. Although we're going to want to... Oh, and now it's up to 8. Wait, how did it go up to 8 per turn? Oh, because we're 100%. Great. All right. But yeah, it makes a big difference in this area because now we have way better control. Much harder for Sigavarman to attack us now. So yeah, that was about what I was hoping for. And again, I do need to get some spies, so I do need to research Alphabet. Not only because build research can be helpful, but just I do need to get a spy into his territory. So I can start mapping it out. Oh, I forgot I can trade for maps now. Forgot that I could do that. That's a lot, but it's going to be worth a lot of information. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that was worthwhile to do. Now I have really good info on Sigavarman. All right. Now I don't need to get a spy because now I have his territory mapped out. Let's see what we've got. So Ahsoka has pretty much the same setup as me, except on the other side. Where was his capital? Still a Barb City over there. Let's see. So he started out... in this corner here. And yeah, he's got a lot of holy city stuff. Yeah, so he was able to get down to the bottom of the map. Surya Varman should have been in play for some of this. Oh, I see. He's over here. Interesting. It looks like this does not connect here, this body of water. So this is kind of like a dead end right here. So this city over here is pretty isolated. Isfarapura. And then there's a body of water over to his capital. So we'd have a clear path to take. We would want to snipe this city first and then come down here and take this and then wheel into his core. Probably the time to do that would be to get rifling and use redcoats, drafted redcoats, to probably wipe through him, because I'm pretty sure I could get there long before he was able to get to rifling units. Yeah, that would be the play there. And if I took over his territory, I would have way more than enough to win the game. All right, then next up to the north of him is Hammurabi. Yeah, really good info on Babylon as well. He's got basically he had all of the territory of basically 3 leaders scouted out. So yeah, Babylon, size 15 city. Yeah, he's got marble. Is he the one with the Great Lighthouse, by the way? A surprising number of cities are on the coast in this. Who has Great Lighthouse, by the way? I'm just curious. Russia, okay. So Kathy's the one who built it. She must also have a coastal capital. I'm just looking to see if there are any Khmer wonders. No, Khmer really has no wonders at all. Not even, does not seem to have any. Oh well. Yeah, so Hammurabi not terribly strong. He looks like he's wedged between Inca and Khmer and India, as far as I can tell. And yeah, so India started up here and was pretty well shielded by these mountains. Like there's kind of a row of mountains, like starting up here and then down here. And so he was able to get like everything to the west of this. Surya Varman has another city over here too. And there's a Barb city hiding down there. Okay, let's see if we can get Huayna map. He's cautious. What about Kathy? She's pleased, so she might cut us a slightly better deal. She won't, interesting, she won't trade her world map even though we're pleased. Okay, well we can probably get a lot of her information from Huayna, except he doesn't, not willing to trade. Well, Gilgamesh should then. Could you spare this for a good friend? All right. Oh, he's actually willing to pay me for the world map. Okay. So this is like Civ 3 map trading middleman. All right, so that gets us the information on Huayna. Yeah, Huayna is in the dead center of the map. He got squeezed on all sides, and he has very few resources. So long term, he's probably not in great shape. But him being Huayna, he doesn't need a lot of territory to be strong. He's just good, period. And then Kathy was she's up in the north. Not surprisingly for Russia. Unlike Civ 5, Civ 6, there's no start bias. Russia does not inherently start in the tundra, unlike in Civ 6. But yeah, she's up there in the north. Her cities are low quality, but she does have a lot of them. Again, fitting for Russia. And it's easily explainable why she built Great Lighthouse. Look at this capital. She's right on the coast, and she doesn't really have too many places to go. So there is the question of, does anyone have like spare stone or marble that they'd be willing to trade? Or are there just any sources on the map? This map doesn't seem to have very many of them. There's a spare marble there. Good luck getting a city there, though. Maybe, though. I mean, Poached is on the water. Might not be impossible. I don't know how I would ever be able to defend a city up there, but it is possible. Surya Varman doesn't appear to have any wonder resources. And then there is this corner that no one is settling in that's apparently blocked off by peaks literally everywhere, except right here. I guess there's a path here. The whale tile by Russia might be the only one on the map. Yeah, Highlands does not create a lot of whale tiles. Let's just put it that way. Not a lot of whales on this map. Anyway, so yeah, we're able to get a really good view of the world now. Interesting map. That's one of the reasons why I like this map script. You get really, really fun-looking maps out of it. All right, so what's up next? We probably want to chop out this granary. That's one of the best things you can do with early chops. Let's chop this. This one, this guy was sending down here. I think Hidden Valley is relatively safe. Now that I have a picture of the map, I can see that this is kind of like not the core of the Khmer Empire. It's kind of like an offshoot of it. And this I think I will save for potential use for a later city there. Let's put a question mark here. It's someplace we might put a city eventually. Maybe. And I think I'm going to play to turn 175 to see if I land the mausoleum. What a journey to get to an Arctic wasteland. Yes, as Ayanuki said, it shows quite a comeback. Even when he's crushed, he's still one of the strongest AIs. He's just a very strong AI leader. This is still 3 turns. Okay, so 2 turns to build a workboat, 1 turn to move it onto this tile, and then a turn to improve it. Great. I guess that's the best tile to work for right now. I need to get a cottage down too, but chopping out the granary probably takes higher priority. Oh. So Babylon got that city. Not India. Interesting. Not India or Khmer. Babylon. Note that we've also now finally pulled into first place in score. So yay. Woo. All right, we can still finish philosophy next turn. That's good. So that means we are guaranteed to get that religion because ties go to the player. And this guy, there's really not much to do up here. But you know what? I could chop this forest. This isn't going to anything important. All right, so there we go. Another successful conversion. There we go. Still -2 unhealthiness there. But the university is ready to finish. And now with 17 production. Okay, so this would be since this is a university, this is basically the same production I'm going to get into units. I guess I wanted the plus 25% for organized religion. But this is pretty close to what I get in for units now. So I'm getting, what, like 37 production per turn? I think 37 per turn towards units. So that's enough for 2 turn maces. Not too bad. Not too shabby at all. And of course the city will keep growing upwards. I'd love to get it to the point where I can 2-turn knights, because that's when you really are, that's the unit you just want to pump out. Lots and lots of knights. Anyway, we should road this while we're on that tile. And Hidden Valley's coming along nicely. Even though it doesn't have many tiles to work, the ones it does have are good tiles. Really wish I could get one more chop here. Because I want, basically what I want victory to go mausoleum and then university. It's going to get another scientist here. I want it to go mausoleum and then university, and then be able to go straight from university onto Oxford, which again is unfortunately very expensive, but there's just no real way to get stone here, sadly. Still, we're mostly done with settlers for the moment. Oh, look at this. Lymagrad's going to finish its forge. Nice. The city's coming along nicely considering the land is pretty terrible. But just two resources here are enough to make the city decent as a production city, if nothing else. So it'll be able to get 10 production per turn into units. That's not great, but let's get the city up to like size 7 or 8, and it should be able to do like 20 production per turn into units, and that's enough for like 5-turn knights. So that's something. Pigs, yeah, pigs I'm getting via trade. So I do get the health, it doesn't show up on the city screen, if I remember correctly. Or I thought I was trading for pigs. Did that deal like wear out? Let me just see. Where's Gilgamesh? No, it's deer and sheep. Oh, I see. I could cancel that I see. I could cancel that deal. That's right. I could cancel the pigs trade and trade him something else. Yeah, let's do that. This one. So we'll trade him something else for deer instead. Maybe rice. There we go. Thanks for spotting that, you guys. That was a deal from very early in the game. All right, so now I've got +1 health, and that helps in Endeavor, and I believe it also helps in Victory. Yeah, because Victory was at the health cap as well. Very nice. All right, let's see what city gets the religion.
I have gained this.
Hidden Valley, okay.
What others do only if you feel.
Okay. No. We're not converting to Taoism. Is a Hidden Valley indeed? No, we want liberalism. We'll slingshot. I think we can slingshot nationalism. Yeah, it's not worth the risk of trying to go for something more expensive. Just go for nationalism. All right, so we got the university done, and now we can go back to units. Let's get another mace, and then followed by 2 or 3 pikes, because pikes are really good to have. And then we might churn out a few catapults and trebs for a future offensive action. I'm not building horse units because I'd rather just build knights when I have knights available. All right, so we've got the granary and forge done. Now we do the barracks, and then we just build units here. Oh, no. I was going to say barracks and units, but let's do a couple missionaries here first, because this area still needs them. All right, granary, library. This city's going to need a courthouse pretty badly. Although I think we need the lighthouse first for the fish. So we can get the fish up to full 6 food status. And the fish is pretty cheap. Oh, hey, there's a stone resource. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's a stone resource. Hello. That's interesting. Well, we might just settle directly on that tile, even if it's a total junk city. How about a galley instead? That's worth getting for Oxford, if nothing else. It looks like it's probably a pseudo island because I expect the AI would have settled there already, if it wasn't. I'm expecting that these mountains just cut off whatever's up there. Hello. I've been saying I really wanted stone for Oxford, and it looks like that's an Oxford resource. Cool. Okay, this city's still a couple. Oh wait, you know what? I could build music. So I'm going to take advantage of the build culture bug here. So basically, there's a bug in the game where if you expand borders with a build culture production selection, then you get production into whatever is queued up behind it as well. This is a bug, and you can take advantage of it. It's frowned upon in our multiplayer games to take advantage of this bug. But this is not a competitive multiplayer game, so it's not a big deal. So I will take advantage of it. I forgot that I have music, so I can build culture. I can do the same thing here, but it's gonna expand borders anyway. That said, some of the new cities can take advantage of that. Like Hidden Valley could potentially take advantage of that. But I don't have any production here, so it's not really worth doing yet. This Taoist missionary I'll just send back to the capital so I can build another monastery there. And it looks like we're guaranteed to get the mausoleum because no one else has claimed it yet. Yeah, so this city should flip relatively soon. Like you can see it's sitting at 50. Let's see what the actual culture is. So watch, I'm gonna enable Chipotle. So here's a little thing that I like to do. If you put it in debug mode, now if you want to reveal the map, it's Control Z. I'm not going to do that. But look, if I then hit Shift, I can see the actual culture on this tile. So I have 864 culture on this tile. Huayna Capac is 869. So because this is in second ring for me, and it's in 4th ring for him, I should get 41 culture added next turn, and he should get a lot less than that, unless he actually has 40 culture in his city. We'll see, but I think I will gain control of this tile in a turn or two, based on what I'm seeing there. And let's see, so this city can probably just build the library naturally, and then whip the whatchamacallit, the university behind it. Yeah. In fact, I might, you know what, let's do this. I want to get this done faster. Let's just do this. Get the library done in 4 turns, and then I can whip the university afterwards. Rushing that a little bit, but like I said, I want to have the universities ready. So I've already got 1 done, and then Desert Oasis will be finished, and then this will finish after the library. This one is, I think, already whippable. Yeah, we'll just wait until it gets a little bit closer to growing. And this is also whippable too, yeah. Okay, so we'll have them all done in about 4 or 5 turns. I'd say about, yeah, so I should be ready to have, should be able to have that done for when victory gets, should be able to go straight on to Oxford after the university finishes in victory. Am I going to do Golden Age after Taj or before? Probably sometime around Taj. One thing to keep in mind is I'd like to set up a Golden Age after I have Rifling and Nationhood. Like, go into a Golden Age, draft all the cities, and then flip back into Bureaucracy. Like, only be in Nationhood for 5 turns. All right, let's work the cottage over that tile. We would like to build a courthouse here. I was like, great, thanks. I was going to chop this, but now I'm not sure I even want to. Well, I can pre-chop it. Let's do that. We'll pre-chop it. I actually want the chop to go into Oxford, not into the university. All right, so now Poached is back to being a good city again with double food bonuses. Needs more worker attention. But the fish is what we needed. And the fish also provides health, which is just barely keeping Endeavor healthy. Slowly getting there. Slowly staying healthy. So yeah, we're at 38 production per turn on military units. That is enough to 2-turn any of the units I currently can build. And knights aren't knights 100 production? Just check real quick. I think they're 100. 90, okay. So almost can 2-turn a knight, because I would have to do 45 production per turn. When I grow into this tile here, which will be in 4 turns, when I grow into this one, I will have 20 base production, and that'll get me to 42.5 production, so 42 production per turn. So basically 2-turn knights at that point, which is, again, what you want. Of course, I would need to be in Theocracy or Vassalage in order to get 2 promotion knights, which is the ideal. But if I get on a genuine war footing, I will flip from Organized Religion to Theocracy. I don't want to be in Vassalage because Bureaucracy is a lot better, especially with me going the Oxford route. Yep, this is working for right now. Just let the city keep growing onto more tiles. Basically, we're going to let the city grow as far as we can, and then at some point flip onto all hill tiles for the higher production. At the moment, you would be more useful over at Poach than building more mines that Lima's not using. Go ahead and connect the incense. All right, good. We'll grow onto that tile. Good timing. It's probably worthwhile to build culture here. Just like legitimately build culture in order to pop the borders for this 2nd gem. Excuse me, and for the iron. So you can go clear this while we're waiting for borders to pop, and you can road over to the iron. Yeah, Endeavor is a really good city. Like, if I wanted this city isn't even configured for pure production. Like, I could, in theory, watermill over a bunch of these tiles, but they already have cottages on them, so no. But like later on, I can put a watermill on this tile and this tile, and get really good production out of both of them. Like state property watermills on those tiles would be pretty awesome. I'm just looking to see if any of these tiles any of these cities I want to whip. I don't think so right now. Oh, well, Old Town Road I do. It's always worthwhile to get that granary out. It's worth it to whip that to get the granary done quickly. The other thing is I want to get, so this city can get me, Great Wall can get me a library. You know what, I'll probably go either Hill of Swords or Desert Oasis. Probably going to use Desert Oasis to get yet another settler. I want to get that stone site because I've got a galley queued up here and poached. I still have no idea what's on that island, but I want to get that stone site. Are there any other wonders besides Oxford that would be helpful? Like Sistine is great, but wouldn't be helpful here. Sancor, well, I have like 0 Confucian buildings, so Sancor is probably no good for this game. And Angkor Wat is not that helpful either. So no, probably not. Wish we founded Endeavor first. Yeah, it would be nice if that was the capital. But Victory is a very good spot. Victory is quite good on its own right. It's got triple food bonuses. I've been splitting off the rice to Fishy McFishy the whole game, because otherwise Fishy McFishy is a terrible city. Like Fishy McFishy absolutely needs that food. So yeah, let's go 2 more. You know what? Let's play until we see if we get liberalism. We should get it no problem. But let's do that, and then we'll go from there. All right, time to get a few pikes. Pikes are great units. The AI loves to build mounted units, so pikes are really good to have. And we still have not gotten control of this tile yet, have we? All right, I'm going to get it next turn. 954, 955. So there's that city, Corey whatever, has a ton of culture. Oh, I see. I see why it is, because this is actually 3rd ring, not 4th ring. Okay, but at least Poached is now also putting culture on this tile. Like I'm getting culture on this tile from both Poached and Old Town Road, and that is going to help me. So yeah, I'm going to get control of this tile, these 2. Get control of both of them. All right, nice. Can I flip off this? No. So turn science back on again. Well, I guess that's still not enough. Gonna need another turn of running gold first. I've forgotten that I've hit the point in time in the game where techs are legit expensive. And that's just me avoiding wasting a worker turn. All right. Yeah, so we still have 1 unhealthiness. We got to clear that last jungle to avoid the last point of unhealthiness. We'll do that next. What the? Oh, that's the Tao. I was like, what is that? What is going on there? It's the Taoist missionary. All right, you come on up here. Still pretty slow, even with that movement bonus. All right, pre-chop for another turn. And you guys can start working on a cottage here. I'm going to need cottages. Can't build them fast enough up there. Terra's almost finished its forge. All right, okay, so Terra needs another mine as well. It's working in unimproved mine. So I'll finish the plantation, then I'll chop and mine that tile. Oh, you mean should have founded Endeavor before something fishy? No, I disagree with that. It's really valuable to get the first, have your second city very close to the capital. This city is just too far away from the capital. I wouldn't have had the worker labor to run a road down there and defend it. I really did need the second city to go up here first. Hidden Valley, yeah, well, Hidden Valley barely needs, it's true, it does have the gem tiles, but it does need both long term. So I'm going to need it to grow another size, and then I can whip the granary. So this city, wait, is there Based on how the borders are set up, there must be another city either on this tile or on this tile, but probably on this one. 20, 40, 60, yeah. So there's another city right here, even though we can't see it right now. I didn't even realize that before. I thought it was just those cities. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, there's good land there with the floodplains tiles. These will be good cities once we capture them, which we will eventually. I'm not concerned about that. All right. So we did get Taoism. That gives us a chance to build another monastery, although we're close enough to scientific method that it's somewhat questionable as to whether that's worth it. All right, there we go. Old Town Road's going to grow super duper fast with that 6 food, with a granary in place and a 6 food tile. Will grow very fast. Oh, and we got the horses in range. Okay, got to go connect them now. We'll do that next. That's right, the borders just flipped. Although this one didn't for some reason. I'm not sure exactly why this one... Oh, you know what? Because Poached is putting culture on this tile, but not on this tile. That's why. That explains it. All right, so Desert Oasis, you're going to have to get a settler next. And this city should be just ready to, yeah. So we'll whip that university. Expensive at 3 pop, but we get it. Oh, look at all that overflow. Now it'll get, some of that will get divided in half when we do the next, oh, you know what? I should have whipped the, you know what? I did that incorrectly. I should have whipped the missionary and overflowed to university. No, I needed to finish the university, so it was right to do it that way. Yeah, Fishy McFishy's, I mean, okay, I just whipped the city, but yeah, it's churning out a lot. What's the current commerce? Current commerce is 32, and I did just whip off 3 tiles, so it was producing 41 commerce before I did that whip. So yeah, it's worth a lot of commerce. Okay, I don't care about giving him excess gems. I'll just have to remember to cancel that deal. Alright, so... Oh, let's put the overflow into something else. Put the overflow into the forge, and then we'll go back to the missionary. Alright, so we got a pike. Let's do another pike. Pikes are nice because they're cheap. I can actually one-turn that pike. Alright, Desert Oasis, Settler. We'll whip it next turn. Or Desert Oasis. University, we're going to whip that next turn. Got the missionary. Let's get another one. I have a couple cities up here that need them. You can go barracks. All right, so Poach still needs the... Who else needs it? Hidden Valley has a higher priority, though, because it doesn't have any religion at all right now. As I said, I actually want to build culture in there for right now. I want to get those borders popped faster. Endeavor's going to grow again. Jesus, this city is good. Really good city. Well, we'll cut down that last jungle. It's finally running out of tiles after many, many turns. One, two. Yep, we can get up there. So this will be nice. I actually have 2 sources of horses after not having them forever. There we go. So I can do that in 4 turns. And these cottages really should go on tiles that can be shared by both Old Town Road and Poached, so I can flip back and forth depending on the needs of the moment. For the moment, this looks good, but you can see I definitely need to get some of these finished. So yeah, I can finish that galley in like the time it'll take the settler to walk up there. How's Hill of Swords doing? All right. Shoot, this sucks that I can't do a 2-pop whip, but whatever. We'll just finish the library and overflow to the university. Yeah, I need production because of Heroic Epic. It's true, you could cottage the hills. Generally, I don't like cottaging hill tiles, though. This one, you know what? This tile here potentially should be cottaged. But generally, I don't like cottaging hill tiles just because the mine bonus is you get the +2 production for a mine. So I usually don't like that, but it's a fair point. All right, so we don't quite have... Do we have a lot of overflow? No, there's only 2 overflow. That's not much of anything. So I'm 1 turn away from being able to do the university. So I've got to burn a turn on something here. Courthouse. Put into the Taoist monastery. Even though it won't last that long, it's decent to have. All right, so now it's time to start working on some catapults for a future offensive action. So, all right, this is the city where I'm going to... No, not this one. University here. This is the city I'm going to whip the university. Sucks to lose 3 pop, but it'll regrow 1 instantly. And then where's the other one? Dune. Dune's the other city. This is exactly the turn I wanted to whip at Dune, because it'll regrow instantly, 1 of them. All right, don't fail this Confucianism roll. Thank you. Oh, geez, I just remembered. I've been misassigning my espionage points. I put way too many into Kathy. I've been able to see her research for a while. Oh, well, that's fine. We need a point, and we need 1 turn in Wynakop back, and then we will get them on Ahsoka. It's okay, though. Catapults are going to be used after I launch a spaceship. Don't be so sure about that. Again, I've got... the plan is to go after Surya Varman in the... in, like, the Renaissance early industrial age. So I would say don't be so sure about that. I'm trying to set things up in advance. All right, so now that we've got the... Yeah, so we keep production in the forge, and we'll switch to a Confucian missionary after when it's ready to whip again. Yeah, the city can practically 1 turn catapults. Now, it can't because I've got overflow here, but it's close because it can get 42 production per turn, and they're only 50. So that's like 4 catapults in 5 turns, something like that. Not bad. So then I will want to fill in these last 2 spots relatively soon. We did pick up another resource. We just picked up the incense, which is one of the weakest resources in the game. But hey, point of happiness is a point of happiness. I could pick up 7 commerce here, but a 0 food tile is 0 food, 0 production is pretty awful. Only work in extreme circumstances. There we go. All right, so we finished the catapult. Like I said, we're going to do a couple of these and a couple of trebs too, just because trebs are much better at taking down castle defenses. Not good against units, but they're pretty good for everything else. We already have the university. So we've got Granary, Forge, Library, University, Courthouse. Okay, I have all the core infrastructure done here. Yeah, so I've actually... This city's actually got most of its stuff done, in part because the terrain's just much stronger here than a lot of the other cities. The double ivory camps have been pretty nice, in addition to a gazillion floodplain cottages. Really cool city here. So we probably should go on to Marketplace next. Just continue the infrastructure. Can always whip out units if we need them. All right, and similar story here. It's got all the Great Wall also has all the core infrastructure done. So we'll just go on to the market then. So borders are going to pop in 2 turns. You might as well road this tile in the meantime. I am going to road this because I want a second source of horses. And that cottage is fine. Right now the city can't keep up. I'd rather work the 103 tile as opposed to a 200 tile. Although what I really need to do is just get more get more tile improvements down. All right, so we still have no idea what's on that island yet, but we're just gonna head up there anyway and try to find out. Oh shoot, that wasn't supposed to go into the Taoist mine. Oh, whatever. Oh no, wait, no, we can swap. Oh no, it works out just fine because we can swap into Oxford right now. Although I would prefer to save the other one until after I have stone, but it's okay. I'll just have that worker chill over there for a turn or two. So I'm kind of using Old Town Road as the gathering point, or rather this tile right here, because that's where they end up with movement at the end of their turn. So we're starting to get some units over here. And let me just check some of these cities that regrew population. Make sure they're working the tiles I want them to. That looks good. That looks good there too. Okay, yep. Okay. Yep, Lyamagrad's gotten about as far as it can on 2 food tiles, so yeah, it's good for now. 13 production per turn, not bad for a city with crummy terrain. So I'll use that missionary for poached, and then I'll get another one for the new city that's going to be founded.
Any society that would give up a little
All right, liberalism.
security would deserve neither and lose both.
So we can pick any free tech. We'll take the standard play, nationalism. And now let's backtrack to pick up some older techs. Let's now I think I want to go feudalism, guilds, feudalism and guilds because I'd like to be able to build knights. Core weapon for just such a useful unit, and upgrades later on into calves, which are even better units. I kind of want to get a courthouse here, even though I said I would just do units. I should probably get a courthouse, just because it's so useful economically. In a city that is this much maintenance costs. But I'm not going to build a library here. There's no commerce potential. So courthouse because it's pretty cheap, 6 turns. And then barracks and units.
A man does not have himself killed for a half-pence a day or for a petty...
So let's look at the... This is a good opportunity to look at the demos. So now I've got Huayna Capac's demos back. So let's go ahead, and now we want to get them with Ahsoka. I'm pretty solid as far as courthouses go. Everyone except Gilgamesh, who just has an absolutely insane amount of espionage points. I'm pretty solid with everyone else. You can see the 145 means he's way ahead in espionage, but like I'm around 100% with everyone else. All right, so we can't see Gilgamesh's demos. Let's look at everyone else. All right, GMP. We are still competing with Huayna Capac for GMP lead. We're fairly close, the two of us. Production is not great for me, but remember I emphasize food. Doing well as far as food goes. I've been near the lead. Power is still nothing special, although I have started to improve it now that I've got the heroic epic city. And culture, you can see the culture bomb. Just look at the actual demos. So I am first, when I'm running 100%, I'm definitely first in GNP. Let's see where I am if I'm not running 100%. If I'm at 0, I'm at 307, and if I'm running break even, 50% is basically break even right now. Okay, so I'm number 1 at break even. That's good to see. Still slightly off the lead in food. Second in land area, that's pretty significant. And climbing in production, I'm no longer dead last like I was for most of the game. So the demos are looking better and better. If I absorb someone's territory, like if I absorb Surya Varman's territory, I'll be, like, I'm narrowly in first right now. If I take over Surya Varman's territory, I'll be overwhelmingly in first. Oh yeah, I can see some of Russia's cities because I have the espionage advantage. That's right. Because I have 188 points against her. She only has 25 against me. So yeah, I can see some of her stuff. Longbows, you can expect to be up against longbows. Also, I can see into Surya Varman's city because I control this tile here. So yeah, he's got longbows. Does not have walls built around this city, which is kind of interesting. Normally the AI spams walls everywhere. Like he's got them over there, but he doesn't have them here. One nice thing is I'll be able to move directly onto this tile if a war starts, and then be able to attack Raja Vihara on the second turn of the war. I would try to take that city, and then this city has to be on this tile or this tile, and then this city, and then work into his core. Some juicy looking stuff over here by the capital. A lot of floodplains cottages. Just have to be careful about Apostolic Palace, which again is it's whatever Ahsoka's religion was. It's not Buddhism. Anyway, let's finish up with this turn. All right, so we want this to go to poached, I believe, because I've already converted Hidden Valley. Yep. Judaism. Okay. And look, the galley's finishing next turn. Very nice. Let's try to look at Endeavor here. So Endeavor's finally at the point where it's basically stopped growing, unless I can deal with its unhealthiness. Still, it will slowly grow to another size. Did we finally get rid of all the... Okay, we finally got rid of all the jungle. There's no more unhealthiness from jungle. But there's still a little unhealthiness here. I wonder if someone has a resource I could trade for, just out of curiosity. Nope, I already have pigs. He has very few resources at all. I already have corn. Kathy? Sheep. I think I already have sheep anyway. I think I'm trading for them. Hammer? Alright, he won't even talk to me. Alright, I've already got what I can get from him. And he, of course, isn't going to trade me anything. AI attitudes are okay. Like, I'm pleased with Kathy, and I'm pleased with Gilgamesh, and I'm trying to convert Gilgamesh to my religion. So the attitudes are okay. The only ones who really dislike me are Suryavarman, because I attacked him, and Hammurabi, although even he's just cautious. Alright, so these borders are going to expand next turn. So why don't you just come over here for right now. Be ready to mine that. Yeah, so this will pop next turn. Oh yeah, I'm running a specialist. I was like, where's the fourth point of culture coming from? That's from that specialist. Alright, so we got... There we go. Got that tile to work. Let's get more let's get more cottages down. Not a lot of mines here, so these will be... Poach is going to be... you know, this will probably be the... Probably try to put the Globe Theater here. Just because it's got a ton of food. Even splitting off this tile, it's still got a ton of food. +7. Just whip away. Yeah, Lighthouse for sure and Poached, but it's a lower priority. Lighthouse is just +1 food. I'm not going to be working the water tiles, so it's literally just +1 food, which is valuable, don't get me wrong. But it's a higher priority to get some other stuff built first. And I do want to chop some of these forests at Old Town Road. Okay, so this is a good place to stop. As I said, I wanted to stream up until I got liberalism done, and we're able to do that. So good session, things went well. Let's go ahead and save the game right now. Very productive. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and we will finish, well not finish, but we will continue next week on Friday. If I stream later this weekend, it will be some different game because we're doing Civ, continue to do Civ on Fridays. So yeah, I had a nice border war too, yeah. We may be in a position, so next session the focus will be on preparing for a war with Suryavarman. Using redcoats would be the focus, so we'll be continuing to tech towards that. We should be able to get to rifling redcoats long before he is in any kind of position to defend against an attack against them. So we'll tech towards that and see what we can do. And that'll be our next goal, take out Suryavarman, because he already hates us, and absorbing all his lands would put us in a dominant position in this game. So thanks for watching. Hope your weekend's off to a great start. I will see you guys again probably on Friday of next week. Take care. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.